LAX. Of course, powered every day by LAX. Los Angeles International Airport, where change arrives daily. Let's get to it. Time to get in the air. We're taking off, LA.
We have clearance, Clarence.
Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Travis and Sliwa has clearance right now.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a good day, Slee. It's going to be a good day. I don't know what it is. I've had the normal amount of caffeine that I usually have. I don't know if it's that it's a Friday.
No, I know.
I'm ready.
Dodger baseball.
You know what? Could be the Dodger baseball.
I think you're juiced a little right now.
Rams and Eagles is pretty good on Sunday, too.
Lakers, Warriors tomorrow.
I'm
what?
going to miss that.
What the hell is that?
SC Arizona.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Preseason.
The Red River rivalry.
See,
what time Dodgers start tomorrow?
6:20.
6:20?
6:20.
Lakers start at 5:30. Lakers done. When that game ends,
Shoot
then you
over.
can tune into the Dodger game.
I don't know how that's going to work out. Like, I want you to think about when the Rams were playing the Broncos in the third preseason game of the year, and they were losing 600-0.
Is that when I tuned in?
Yes.
And JB, all I heard was 28-0.
Yep.
And it was something
At the
along
half.
those lines. Yeah, 28-0 at half. I just was that's
With
that
players that are not on the team anymore. It was one of those days. I'm feeling good, guys. I'm telling you. I don't know if it's. I did something I don't typically do yesterday, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Okay.
How are you feeling, Em?
I'm feeling great.
Good. Roar. Jorge, how you feeling?
Oh, I feel great. It's Friday.
It is.
Dodgers played them. Oh man, I'm going to the game, so I'm excited.
Yep.
So you guys are both going.
We're both going.
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch it from an outdoor bar. That was a request from my friend. Then we go see it somewhere
Nice.
outside.
Where are you going to go?
So I think we're kind of deciding about like what area we want to go to. So we either are going to go. It was like it's going to be a nice day on Saturday. So we're like, oh, do we go to the beach area, see it kind of like a beachy sports bar at the sunset in the background, or do we go somewhere? Not that there aren't true Dodger fans by the beach, but to go to somewhere kind of closer to Dodger
sense.
Stadium.
Yeah,
Go to
sense.
Atwater Village, go to the 33 Taps in Silver Lake, stuff like that would be cool.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, I'm just saying. There's the more inland you go, the more they care.
I just want.
I don't know if that's true.
I just want hyped up fans.
You might be
Wherever I go, I
the
don't
exception to the rule.
I don't care where I go. I just want fans to be locked in and to everyone be excited. So
No,
if
they'll
we have
be
a
locked
bar
in.
that's
East
like
LA.
that, yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
I was
it'll be
just
like
profiled.
You're actually an awful example. You're not helping that rule.
I got my sweatshirt on today.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good about it.
That's a crispy one too.
It is.
So you guys all going to be
Special occasions. Special occasions.
Both of you will be at the game. Em's going to find a great place to watch it at. I'm going to go back and just look at 1998 World Series highlights of the Padres.
Little
and
Trevor
just kind of
Hoffman and Ken Caminiti.
Yeah, I'm going to reminisce a little bit. Look at Steve Finley in the outfield.
Steve Finley
Love
was a nice
Finley.
player. Played for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wally at first.
That you think of Wally as a Padre. I don't know why, because I'm not an Angel fan, but it bothers me.
Yeah.
Why?
I told you the story of my best friend who grew up in Tustin, right? Grew up in that area. And every time, probably about once every 3-4 months, I will send him a photo of Wally Joyner in a Padres uniform.
Sure.
And he's got his hand up. It might have been around where he's retiring. I don't know what it was. And I always try to remind him. I'm like, Mr. Padre, Wally Joyner.
So Travis, I have a question for you. Do you think that Mike Trout will come to the Philly game on Sunday?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he's
Or will he watching the Phillies, his next team?
Yeah, I was going to say, which Philly are we talking about here?
Also a good question. I don't know the answer to this, but my assumption is, and I just, had you asked me, I would have thought that Mike Trout hits the bricks and goes back to Jersey the second the season's over. So
yeah, probably.
The Angels finish the season on a Sunday. He's in Philly, or he's in Jersey by Monday or Tuesday. I just know that he that's home for him.
I think when did the schedule come out for the Rams?
Middle of the summer.
Middle of the summer.
He only had to stick around for a week.
Well, no, what
Season
I was
week
trying
ago.
to get to is I think he bought tickets months ago, knowing that the Angels would not be playing in the postseason, and he could get.
You know, it's funny.
Or that he could sell them if for some wild
because he needs to
chance.
flip them on StubHub.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's
It's
okay.
a big concern.
You know what's funny? When you were setting that up, it never occurred to me that they might be. You know what I mean? The idea, I'm sure it never occurred to him that he might be. Just, yeah.
Well, why would it?
Why would it? There's no precedent for such a thing. Or
No,
at least
there's
there
no
hasn't
reason
been
that it
in
would.
years.
with a concert happening in Arizona or something, that there's going to be someone that was supposed to perform in the Diamondbacks and it's going to get pushed? Or?
I don't know if it's the I'm going to get this a little bit wrong, but it's mostly right. The Ravens, Orioles, and Billy Joel all have a show in Baltimore at roughly the same time, and I think Billy Joel got. I don't know. Somebody had to change the start time of their event. I don't think it was the Ravens because the NFL doesn't play like
Something
that.
like that happened in
probably the
Atlanta.
Orioles.
Atlanta was in a similar situation. I think
here's
early
it is.
in the year, game 7, I want to say, was like, wasn't it like Janet Jackson?
Something like that.
And
Yeah.
the Hawks forced
Yeah.
a game 7.
Yeah.
So
something
here's
along
what
those lines.
happened. Guns N' Roses was supposed to play at the Diamondback Stadium.
Okay.
Again, they assumed that they would not be in the postseason, and it's gotten pushed.
The Guns N' Roses.
Guns N'
did.
Roses has gotten pushed.
Okay, because I think the
That
Orioles
makes
are
sense.
playing at like 6 a.m. so Billy Joel can do a show. It's something like that. It's something like that. So this is not a joke. This is not a setup. This happened to me yesterday. I watched not one, but 2 episodes of the David Beckham documentary.
Nice. So
So we're caught up?
No, the third one is available, right?
No, but you and I are caught up.
Oh,
I
you
watched
watched 2 as
one
well?
episode.
Okay.
I won the day prior.
Yeah.
So, wow, I'm actually
I thought you would be surprised.
kind of surprised because they're not short.
They're an hour. Though the second one's like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it.
I saw 3.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. Like Jorge's like, you got to watch the first one. So I watched the first one, and it grabbed me. I was in. Like the way that it's set up, I absolutely 5 minutes into it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna watch at least this whole episode.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Your dad, what kind of car did he drive?
Oh, that was amazing. Well, I grew up blue collar, and hey, what kind of car did your dad drive? Well, it's really not like that. What kind
Answer
of car
the
did your
question.
dad drive? Well, we had a Rolls Royce. You can't be blue collar if you had a Rolls Royce in your driveway.
That was all over social yesterday.
Yeah, that's
all over
That's
social.
crazy. It was terrific. And you ready?
Yeah.
I know this isn't going to happen, but I had a brief flirtation where I'm like, you know what? Being a soccer fan would be awesome. Seeing those maniacs
Dude.
go insane for those games.
Bucket
And
list. Bucket list for me.
All of it.
Oh, yeah.
The Premier League games, the Champions League games,
Oh, yeah.
the World Cup games.
Oh, yeah.
These people are
Insane.
literally losing their minds as it's happening. And Posh Spice, I kind of forgot. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Like that, and Beckham is a fascinating character.
Oh, yeah.
His dad's a fascinating character. That a-hole coach he had on the English national team
Kept throwing him under the bus.
Yeah, that guy's a
Jeez.
bad guy, but pretty watchable.
And that was his idol.
That's
That
what I
was
mean.
Beckham's idol.
It was great. I loved it.
Well, and I think this is where,
Purple suit at the wedding was an odd choice.
I don't know why I decided to do that.
by the way, her explanation was awesome.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? Who cares? We wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, all right, yeah, that's a good enough reason. But I think a lot of people fall, at least most of our listeners, I'm assuming, you don't know a lot about Beckham. I'm assuming you don't.
I know exactly 2 hours worth of information on Beckham that I absorbed yesterday.
I'm the same way. So, you know, him getting red carded in that match, I didn't know that. I don't know this type of stuff. So I'm learning new things the entire way. One of the things that you talk about if you're going to watch a sports doc is, am I going to learn something different? Well, what if we have no background? We have very
It's like
little
watching
background.
The Last Dance. I honestly had almost no idea
Yeah.
what was happening in any of those championships.
So I have a stupid soccer question. Bear with me, Jorge.
Offsides.
No, I know that one. Is Simeone, the Argentine player
Right.
that kind of baited Beckham into that kick, is he a bad guy for doing that, or is that just part of the sport?
Part of it.
I thought so, too.
It's part of it.
Like,
Yeah,
and
he didn't do anything dirty.
He
It's
did.
like
just-
DBs and wide receivers. Going
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah, it's Braun flopping. It's James Harden flopping. That's all it was.
It's part of it.
I kind of liked that guy. Like,
Yeah.
I thought
Oh, no.
he came off really well in the show.
and he
a-
was honest.
Yeah.
And they're asked, "Do you think he should have been thrown out?"
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
he was good.
I was going. I'm like, I think I like that guy. Like,
Setup. I like the setup when you're watching this. The setup between his face, the scene, the play.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. It's well put together.
it was really good.
Is that not? I love that you said for somebody that's not the biggest soccer fan like that, bro. Going to one of those events, could you imagine?
The Champions
I
League.
just-
At Champions League, 100,000 people in that stadium.
and
going
they're
crazy
going
like that. Yes.
crazy.
100,000 people. That's the
Who
Rose
did
Bowl.
they play?
You know,
Was it they played Bayern Munich? Was that who that game
It
was?
was
Okay,
the
Bayern
Champions
Munich,
League
and that
final.
was in Spain.
that was in Spain.
In
Camp
Barcelona,
Nou.
I think it was.
Barcelona,
Are you talking
Spain.
about the
Madrid.
treble, Slee? When they
The
won
treble,
the treble?
exactly. There you go.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right.
You don't want to be in Spain for like
I want to
3-4
be
days.
I want to be in Spain, but
and then go to that match.
okay, take it easy. I want to be in Spain.
We're going.
I want to be in Spain. I'd love to spend more than 3 or 4 days in Spain. That's like near the top of my list. Going to a soccer match would be awesome, but I'm going to have to be there for like 6 months before I get to that. There's a lot of other things I'd like to do.
Yeah, we're going. I'm gonna get the flame too. I don't know what's going on. There's just flames
Oh, the
in the
flare?
middle of the flare in
yeah.
the middle of the crowd. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know how those get through security, to be honest with you. Like,
You know
I
what?
really
I'll tell you
don't.
how. Security's like, go ahead, bro.
Dude, like,
Go ahead.
you can't even
Security
get a flag
passes them
in.
out. They're like, instead of bobbleheads, they give you flares.
Exactly.
Here, take a flare. Enjoy
Hey,
the
what's,
game.
what's today's
Do you
giveaway?
want
No
a towel to
bobblehead.
wave, or do you want a flare? I'll do the flare. Kid's 7 years old. You're handing out flares.
My family's very blue collar. We drive
Yeah,
a Rolls Royce. She's
Whoa.
By the way,
Well, it's not a Bugatti.
I dig her. Like she's
Yeah, no,
awesome.
she is
She's
awesome.
kind of a badass. Like you think Spice Girls, okay, whatever.
No,
she's great. And
Personality.
they obviously, and it's real. You know, like those celebrity things sometimes feel ridiculous. Not that there's anything recent that make me think of that.
Absolutely
but
not.
that feels at the beginning. You're like, okay, he's one of the most famous athletes. She's a famous pop star. It's a marriage
genuine.
of notoriety. And
I'm with you.
It felt really real, and the more I watched her, the more I liked her.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about
Purple
her.
wedding dress and suits aside.
How about when
loved
she
it.
was like, when she's going to certain matches and now they're saying certain things about her.
Oh, that was tough.
That was really rough.
That was tough.
and
that was
her
rough.
and her basically defending Beckham like.
Yeah. No matter what.
I loved it.
Yeah.
You're right. The further it went down, I'm like, that's a good little combo there.
She's a badass.
Yeah.
Like she really is. Like she's really tough. I thought she was amazing.
Even Beckham, his toughness. 7 months of hatred, a whole year of hatred. Everywhere you go, they hate you. They
Yep.
want to, they want to kill you. Death threats, everything.
Well, that when they had that first match, it was at West Ham, where they were, that was brutal.
yeah.
Yep.
Brutal.
Yep, that whole season, and then he turns it around. They give him the captain later on for England, and he just and everybody loves him.
Really good.
Crazy.
Really good.
That's him
Did I catch you
from
by
Ted
surprise?
Lasso.
That's
Yeah,
right.
You did surprise me.
Yeah.
You surprised me, and I'm also surprised how much you liked it.
Very, very much. Now, if it were just Beckham, if it wasn't Beckham and Posh
Posh?
Spice, I would like it less.
Sure.
But she's in it a lot, and she's good in it.
You screwed me up yesterday, man. You jacked me up yesterday.
What'd I do?
Touching the void.
Oh, did you watch it?
My God.
Told you.
Yeah, that's a different level. That's you described it, and the way you described it yesterday doesn't matter how you describe it. It cannot properly give the explanation of that documentary, Touching the Void. We talked
All
a
right,
little
I
bit.
want your review on it, Slee. Plus, the Dodgers obviously get started tomorrow. How are you? I'm better today. I'm in a better spot today. Even the fact that I went through and read some of my Twitter mentions last night about people sharing my anxiety. How are you feeling, Dodger fans? 877-710-ESPN. More importantly, how's Dave Roberts feeling going into this? That's next. It's Travis Slee, 710 ESPN. Are you dealing with a dead battery? Head to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. They offer free battery services like free battery testing and free battery charging. And if you need a new battery or not, they can charge it if you just need a fresh charge. Or if you need one, it's the only place you can find proven tough Duralast batteries. So the next time you're having battery trouble, head to AutoZone, your battery destination, and America's #1 battery solution.
Hey, it's Corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right,
So-
they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if
But
you're
I-
going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes, always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so
Yeah.
come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who are
win.
they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the
Oh,
league.
yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
I've got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with a little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it. We'll see you out there.
People.
Okay, so do you want my review here?
Yes.
Touching the Void. It's the documentary you were talking about yesterday. 2 climbers that go out. They're in Peru.
Right.
And they run into some deep, deep trouble, and one of the climbers has to make a decision about trying to save one of his buddies' lives who took a bad fall.
Fell into a crevasse.
Well, first, remember, took a bad fall.
Oh, you're right. I forgot
broke
about that
his
part.
leg.
Forgot about that part.
And then they're trying to descent down the mountain together, but the storm is so bad that they can't see one another because there's a 150-foot line. You go 150 feet, I catch up to you. You go 150 feet, I catch up to you. Eventually, as he's going down, this is the injured one is on the lower side, the one that is healthy, is up on the top side. As they're going down, he can't see that the hill that they're on comes undone. It's just ice, basically. Comes undone. So now he's just hanging a couple 100 feet in the air. And the guy up top then eventually has to make a decision, not knowing why he's not getting a tuck from. He kind of pulls him to give him a signal. Okay, now you start coming. He never gets that signal. For an hour and a half, 2 hours, he's just holding steady.
He's sliding down.
Starting to slide, decides to cut the rope. And the guy then falls into the crevasse. Man, that is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
And has to crawl out the bottom, not knowing if there's an opening at the bottom of the crevasse. So he can't get up. He's 50 feet into this hole in the ice.
Yep.
He can't climb up. He has a broken leg. He has no equipment. So his only option is to go deeper into the crevasse, hoping there's an opening at the bottom. No guarantee.
With a broken leg.
Yeah.
And he ends up saying, I think one of the most powerful things I've heard in this thing, he says, I could have just sat there and tried to wait for somebody to come get me, or I could take a chance and go down there and know that I'm even further down and the chances of me not surviving is even, but even if I have a glimmer of hope I'm going to go, he takes it down. How about when he's getting off the mountain too, when he finally gets up, he's like, I just decided I'm going to go 25 yards at a time. And I would tell myself, I got 10 minutes to go 25 yards or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he just set these little timers, eventually gets rescued.
It's terrific. Whew. Couldn't recommend it enough. I'm glid you liked it. So
I need $4
Where
because
can
I
you
had
stream
to
this? Where did you stream it last night?
I streamed it on Amazon Prime. I streamed it on Prime. and it was $4, so I need $4.
Two. I'll give you two. We'll split it. It's like
Okay.
it's like that first date where you like, let's just split it, right? And then you pay two, I pay two.
This guy, you decided to watch it before you paid for it.
You know what? You owe me $1 too.
Yeah, now you're in
Everybody's
for a buck. I'm walking out during the commercials there for a second, and I said to Emily as we're walking out, I said, "Hey,
that was funny."
I said, "Hey, have you seen any of the Beckham?" Her arms cross very hostilely. No, and I don't plan to. Like, okay.
It wasn't hostile. That's just how my arms were. But when you came through,
was it hostile?
I didn't see the arms, but but I'm not going to.
Why? Why not?
I don't want to. I have no reason why not. Besides, I don't really want to spend 4 hours on it. I don't know.
Yes,
what happened here?
One at a time. It's cool,
I've watched way too many sports documentaries. I don't need another one. I'm sorry.
This was different. This was different. This is
Okay,
my idol.
Sure.
That's right.
I'm going to watch for Jorge's idol.
We all just said we like it.
Okay.
Okay, will you watch the other one? Will you watch Touching the
No,
Void?
I'm not going to watch Touching the Void. I'm overdone with sports documentaries.
We'll watch
at this point.
the Golden Bachelor if you watch Beckham.
Touching the Void, not
care
really
if
a
you guys watch the
sports
Golden Bachelor or not.
What the hell just happened here?
It was like
It's like we all went to a restaurant
you called
and
her
just
a
said,
name.
"Hey, the food's really good at this restaurant." She's like, "I don't care."
It was terrific. I loved everything about the exchange. It
I'm
lasted 3 seconds, and it's my highlight of my day so far.
He laughed all the way to the exit back there.
It was amazing. Well, it was great.
Who cares?
I don't think she's going to watch it.
The reaction, there was not a lot of ambiguity. It was
you guys have fun. I'm excited that you guys have fun, and it's probably a great documentary. Right now, I'm not going to watch it.
Didn't get the sense she was excited that we liked it. In fact, it felt like it bothered her a little bit. But that's
not bothering me. I'm just not interested, which is why I didn't say anything.
Who cares?
It's like Trav. If everybody's into it, I'm out.
I respect that move more than
exactly.
any move. One last thing before we talk about my Dodgers. Thank you for respecting the crispiness of my sweatshirt, Jorge.
No, I got to get that sweater.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that meant. LZ didn't teach me that. But this is
worried?
crispy.
Are you worried about it at all?
The sweatshirt?
Yeah, just like it's so nice, clean,
See
white.
what I have here?
Yeah.
Right? I was going to get a hot coffee this morning, but the hot coffee lids at Starbucks occasionally they're iffy. Perfectly said.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't do it. These lids are good. They don't leak. So I had to go iced coffee because I didn't want a little coffee drip on my crispy Dodger sweatshirt.
You know what's not crispy? What DeAndre just posted. So DeAndre just posted his Eagles poncho on his Twitter, on its X just recently. And we don't want to see that come Monday.
I thought he's at man camp.
No, that's Parker. That's
Parker's
at
at
man camp. DeAndre is not at man
All right,
camp.
you see this poncho? This is a thin one. It's not the warm one.
Yours
like
was.
So you're calling it cheap? Is that what you're
I
saying?
could wear that to the
so
North
cheap.
Pole, the 49ers
exactly.
one. That thing was unbelievable.
Yeah. No, this
Don't I look
one's
good,
whack.
Come on. My Los Dodgers?
It's clean. Yeah, it is clean.
I think this is only the third wear.
Hey,
you got to pick your spot.
I'm bitter. You don't want to talk to me.
I know you are.
It's a nice sweatshirt. Why are you only wearing it 3 times?
Because I want it to stay crispy. Like you've seen my other hoodies that I wear regularly.
Sure, yeah.
They've been around the block a few times.
Okay,
they're well worn and comfortable, but they're not crisp.
Oh, I know why. You're taking it back, aren't you? Is the tag on the back?
No. I thought you meant like I'm taking it back to the baseball gods.
Nah.
That I've had my hat. I've tried my blue hoodie.
You just end up at
this
new
postseason
era
is the white
later.
hoodie.
You're like, it just didn't fit. It just didn't fit.
Is it one of those sweatshirts that are like a little silky on the outside?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So those are the good ones. Those are also the expensive boys.
Yeah, I don't try those.
Good for
This
you.
was Susan hooked me up for, I believe, Father's Day. It might have been a birthday.
So
or
it's a
something.
gift, yeah.
It is. I feel good.
So
I don't know if it's going to work.
Beckham this weekend or no?
I will be doing a lot of other things besides watching the David Beckham documentary.
Now my second favorite, other than her hating everything about the Beckham documentary,
I don't
is
hate
that
everything about it. I'm just
You
not-
trying to twist her arm to watch it.
It's not even twisting her arm. It just we all liked it. I think she'll
Who
like
cares?
it.
I did. I thought it was good. All right, so Dodgers, D-backs tomorrow, Monday, and Wednesday at least.
Yeah.
Right? And then you've got Thursday, Saturday if
setup.
necessary. It's a very weird setup. There's some off days, which I think is super beneficial for the Dodgers because it allows guys like Joe Kelly to maybe pitch in 2 games in a row because they're not in back-to-back days. I know that they're a little reluctant to do that.
Arizona's well coming off a series.
It does.
That's helpful
but
to them.
If it's helpful to both, if I got better players, that's an advantage to me. And I think that's where I kind of land on that. My anxiety has come down a little bit. Just the more I think about it, the more that the Dodgers are just the better team. But I wonder what Dave Roberts' level of anxiety is. I wonder how much pressure is on him going into this, because I don't even want to get into the if they lose thing, because we'll deal with that. See
what happens. Yeah, next week
exactly.
we got plenty of time for that.
We'll get to that when and if it happens. But you'd have to think that because, like Emily, you and I, and we've all been talking about, this is a very different animal than previous years where everything was, here are your 4 starters. They pitch this many innings. They go this many times through the order. And then this guy comes in this inning. That guy comes in that inning. It's kind of predetermined. This is very unlike that. How much pressure is on Dave Roberts this particular postseason?
The pressure is this series. The pressure is this next week. I think there has to be a lot of pressure to make sure that what happened a year ago does not happen again to the Los Angeles Dodgers. This week, and I think we hit a little bit on it yesterday, but you can't lose to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
No, you can't.
And then just, you know what, guys, we just didn't come through in clutch situation. They had a couple pitchers that were really on, and then just everything's okay and you don't make any changes and you walk into the offseason and you say, next year we're going to have Walker Buehler back and we'll see what we do in the offseason and Gavin Lux is going to be back.
Right.
I don't think that conversation is going to be –
not against Arizona.
You can't have that conversation. The pressure is on this series right here. After that, I'm not telling you're playing with house money, but I think there's a lot less pressure as you move forward, which kind of sounds a little odd.
I agree with you.
It's a little odd to say that because it is the Dodgers, but losing, if you lost the team and it was a great series between you and the Braves, it happens. That one you could say, well, what do you want him to do? Unless there's specific things that you felt like he held you from.
He could still step in a pile, right? He could still make a mistake that makes us all go, what in the world is happening?
Of course.
I would continue to argue that it probably wasn't his decision in the first place, or at best it was made collectively. But there are mistakes that will bring additional scrutiny. But if you lose to the Braves are really good and are playing really well. The same thing for the Phillies. If the Phillies go through this, the Phillies were one of the best teams in baseball for the second half of the season. Arizona's not. They're just not. They had a bad second half of the season. They had an 84-win team.
Padres got them right back on track.
The Padres got them squared away. And you have virtually every advantage that you could ask for going into this. And the knowledge, frankly, that this is must-win. Right? That there is no, well, it's just baseball again. Nobody is going to buy that.
And nobody's saying it either. Yeah, nobody's saying it either.
You said that yesterday, and I disagree. The people in the Dodger organization are not saying it, but they're hinting towards it. That whole, 16 is different than 4. Hey, don't the consistency over regular season and the postseason. They're not saying, hey, don't forget anything can happen, but it's not this. Of course, we're supposed to.
But they know. You know what I mean?
But they're softening the ground.
Do you think there's less pressure on Dave Roberts, or there's no pressure on Dave Roberts, simply because?
I think there's more.
Let me explain. He's had so many different years where all we do is sit back and say he didn't make the decision. The decision's not coming from him. Is Dave Roberts still the manager right now and still in this position? Because let's just use an example. They lose to Arizona. If we continue to say the exact same thing as, okay, yeah, I lost to Arizona, but guys, he's not making the decisions. Yeah. How much pressure is on Dave Roberts?
He does have a big decision to make, and it could come as quickly as Saturday night. We'll tell you what it is. It's Trav and Slee, 710 ESPN. Is your vehicle due for service? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you and me. No dragging the kids into a dirty waiting room. At Valvoline, nope, you stay in your car nice and safe and relaxed, while expert technicians make sure that your ride is at its best. Oil changes, tire rotations, transmission care, and much, much more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. With over 80 locations ready to help you get your ride back on the road in no time. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Hey, it's Corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do. Ireland.
Raiders!
Raiders.
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So yes. Always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with a little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it. We'll see you out there.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
All right, we got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
Travis and Sliwa
on 710 ESPN.
Did you catch that glorious Thursday night football game last night? My goodness.
I've not. Thursday night is such a. They're so inconsistent. Actually, it's consistently bad.
I was going to say
that.
Even when the teams are good, it's not
you
great.
give it a second, you're like, all right, let me see what we got going on here. It's very easy to churn away and go to touching the void.
Yeah,
very, very easy.
Commanders Bears is like, all right, you have a gambling problem or you are from Washington or Chicago. Those are the 3 reasons that you would watch that game.
The bars were still packed last night, so I drove by them, and they were packed.
That's the thing. I ended up watching a really decent amount of it. I didn't watch it from kickoff till the end of the fourth quarter. I didn't do that, but I watched more than half of it. And I was pretty plugged in when Chicago was getting ready to blow a 24-point lead all over again, and Washington kept scoring. And the game is poorly played, uninteresting.
If there was
two
a baseball,
teams that don't matter.
If there was a baseball game on yesterday, would you have watched it?
Not a playoff game?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I would have done the playoff game over.
No question about it.
And it could have been Twins and whoever.
Doesn't matter. I would have watched the baseball game instead. But if there were a regular season baseball game on opposite that, I would have watched that 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, it's not happening.
It's just the Bears won in a first time in a year.
Yeah, nearly a year. It's like 346 days. They had lost 13 straight games, and then they got this game off. So good for the Bears in some way.
That's really hard.
Chicago
to do.
Sports Talk Radio is killing it right now.
Think about this.
Well, they kill it because it's easy to hate things and get angry.
The Rams were a bad football team last year.
Yeah.
Right. They were 5-12. They won 5 games. They didn't go a year without winning a football game. They were playing guys that were in the police academy on the offensive line. Okay, literally, I'm not making that up. They took a guy from the police academy, put him on the offensive line. They were down to literally their 5th string left tackle at one point in the season last year.
Awful.
That team won 5 games. Okay, the Bears went a year without winning a game.
Unbelievable.
And they have had one of the first 2 picks in the draft with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
They have somewhat of hope.
And I think the other thing, you're in such a great sports market.
Sure.
Where they really, really care. And the fact that you can go 1 year without winning a game, like I can only imagine, literally I can only imagine what the conversation is. Imagine if you're doing the Bears post-game show. What the hell are you going to say?
Well, I did do the 4-12 Jeff Fisher year, so I feel like I feel like I would be properly equipped to get through that season.
Yeah,
you were rewarded after that.
It's like boot camp.
You were rewarded after that.
They don't just send you overseas to fight; they send you to Camp Pendleton to train you first. Right, and that was the Jeff Fisher season with the Rams.
There hasn't been a ton to cheer about with the Chicago sports in a minute because the Bulls haven't been great.
No.
I know they made the play-in last year, but
you're right.
They weren't great.
No, they haven't.
The Cubs have not done much.
White
since,
Sox are a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
Cubs choked
Since
away
the,
a playoff
World Series.
spot.
Yeah, they did.
So I mean, glad we're not in Chicago.
The least fun I've ever had attending a sporting event was the Chicago Bears game. It was towards the end of December, and they were out of it.
So
Surprise! It was freezing cold. It was probably in the 20s. It wasn't even snowing. It was like raining, despite the fact that it was in the 20s. I don't know how that happens, but it did. I was dressed incorrectly. I had on like a pair of jeans
Of course you were.
and something.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm from Los Angeles.
Yeah,
I don't know how to do this.
Yep.
You know?
I would just have an undershirt on
Did
with
you
a
even
sweater.
own a coat?
No, I had like a hoodie and then like a light jacket over
man.
that.
Yeah.
And it starts to rain and I'm soaked to the skin. It's 20 degrees outside. My feet are wet. I remember they were playing the Broncos, who were pretty good. And I've never had less fun in my entire life going to a sporting event. It was miserable.
Yeah, that's not.
Have you ever had one of those where you just because I was excited. I'd never been to Soldier Field. Go to see, and it's like this. I couldn't get out of there fast enough.
I went to a Red Sox game, and actually went to a Yankee game too. And it was towards the end of the season. The Red Sox game was rain delayed for about 2 hours.
Oof.
But with cousin Julian, so Julian was the one that couldn't get the cooler going the right way. So we spent 2 hours at a bar across the street from Fenway and just
that's fun.
Drank.
That's fun.
And then eventually went into the game. So
doesn't sound so bad.
It was cold. It was rainy, but it was also awesome. So
All right, so I have a terrible story. So Virginia and Virginia Tech play every year in like rivalry week where they play, when everyone plays
late
their rival.
November.
Yeah, it's usually Thanksgiving week. So my family, when I would go home for Thanksgiving for college, I would go and we would go to the game.
And your family's almost exclusively Virginia Tech, other than you.
Two of my sisters went, and my parents have season tickets to the Virginia Tech football team, and they were pretty good that year. They were like at the top of the ACC. Obviously, Clemson is still very good. So it was 2016, November 26, 2016. And I sat in one of the end zones. So not the one where the students stand in, but I was in the other one with my sisters, my family. Everybody's rooting for Virginia Tech. And I'm just like in my Virginia stuff. And I had hope.
You were what?
What was... Okay, there we go.
I had hope.
I didn't understand it the first time. The second time, completely understand.
I need to know how to do that. That's great. Keep going.
Regardless, I was sitting there. It was freezing. So it was a sunny day, but it was freezing.
That's actually colder. Those days are colder.
Yes. And so it was like somewhere in like the mid 30s. And so I was sitting there all bundled up. And do you want to guess the score of this game?
3-0.
It was 52-10.
Oh, that's
So Virginia Tech kept on scoring and scoring and scoring, and these Virginia Tech fans were screaming in my face because I was wearing a UVA shirt, and I'm like, I'm here with my family. We're house divided, whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, exactly. So that was the worst experience, and I had to go home and I had to de-thaw in the van before we went home, and that game ended really late too. So that was not fun.
It can go wrong. 95% of the time, it's a great night out. Even if the game's not great, it's fun. You're with friends, you're with family, you're having a good. But the weather goes bad, and we're so bleeping spoiled
we don't
in
know
Los Angeles, San Diego.
We don't know what real weather is. We have no idea.
So that it's like, it's 58 degrees. This sucks. You're fine. You have a hoodie
have no
on.
idea what it means.
You'll be fine. Go to Chicago. Go to Virginia in November, and it's miserable.
And if you ask my sisters, that was their favorite game of all
I'm sure it was because you were all hoo.
Exactly. That's how I do it every time. I'm just like,
I need a little higher. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for sure. Clayton Kershaw, probably not, but could pitch for the final time for the Dodgers on Saturday. Could be the very last time he pitches for the Dodgers. Could be the very last time he pitches in the major leagues.
Yeah.
And because he's not going to tell you, hey, by the way, this is my last year. This is my last year. He's just going to be gone.
Come on, Crenshaw.
He's going to be gone.
Yeah.
And it could happen as soon as tomorrow. And that's really weird to think about, that he's been such an icon in this city for a decade and a half. To just think that come Sunday morning it could be over for him is real, because he could get hurt. They could lose. They could get knocked out of this series.
Yeah.
They could lose in less than 5 games. He'd pitch game 5 again if it all works out. But like I said, unlikely, but not off the table.
Circumstance. I mean, listen, if you just look at last year, the way things panned out for the Dodgers, nobody thought they were going to be done in 4 games.
Nope.
Okay, well, if they're done in 4 games this year, then tomorrow will be Kershaw potentially his last game at Dodger Stadium, his last game pitching in front of Dodger fans. I know there's a lot of circumstances that have to happen in order for that to be the case, but it is a possibility. And that's all you can look at, especially when all we've talked about is his shoulder over the last 2 months. Well, you have no idea. It might not have anything to do with the results. It could just have to do with how he's feeling. So, I mean, it's tough to kind of comprehend it because he's been such a staple for the Dodgers. Here he is, game 1, once again, getting a chance to start out the series, and you have no idea, especially in baseball, how the results go.
It feels like it's almost – I think the Dodgers are going to win the series, so I think we'll see him again.
Yeah.
But I'm not so sure he's going to pitch again after this season whenever it ends. So maybe it's in the NLCS. Maybe it's in the World Series. I don't know. But it feels like at best it's a 50-50 proposition that he comes back and pitches beyond the season. I don't think that there's a guarantee he's back next year.
Do you think if he comes back, if he's going to pitch again?
Yes, here.
You don't think because we've been talking about Texas for 2 years or whatever the case is.
Why? You know, and I know the obvious answer is, well, that's home, and he wants to go home, and he wants to be
and
around.
He could pay him a ton of money.
I get that, but I've never had the sense that Clayton Kershaw was motivated by a few extra $1 million. The Dodgers aren't going to short him. I don't think he has any interest in signing a multiple-year deal. I don't think that's going to happen. And it would. I know it happens all the time, but I think Kershaw's the exception to the rule. That I do think he's going to be a one-uniform guy. I don't think you're going to see him pitch somewhere else. In his mid-30s.
36, 37?
No, not quite that old. I think it's like 34, 35.
He's 35.
Yeah.
Is it more just health? Is that why? Just because we're seeing what Scherzer's doing, Verlander's doing, some of these other guys?
And think about the last 5 years in a row, he's broken. Mm-hmm. And he can't get through a full season, and I really don't think he wants to be a part-time guy. And I know for a fact he doesn't want to be a guy that's just out there. Like, if he can't pitch at a high level, he's not interested in going out there and being the 4th or 5th guy in a rotation. He could be the second guy. That's not. There's no shame in that, or the third guy even. But if it's just, hey, it's Clayton Kershaw, we got to throw him in the rotation every 4th or 5th day. He has no interest in that.
And he has a ring. He has accomplished the thing that everybody wants to accomplish before they retire, and he has a ring.
Yeah, the Texas thing is interesting because it's actually interesting that because he's from there, because he's been tied to that, and the fact that they're actually good.
Yep. They are
that
good.
He could potentially be just one of the guys.
3 or 4 years ago, I think it's a much different animal. But right now, like one weird year at the back end of a Hall of Fame career like that would feel.
We talking about Texas, but is Texas really interested in Kershaw?
Does tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Ask Lee coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. 1-800-9-million. Hey, who's that number for? You know the answer to that. It's for Sweet James, right? 1-800-900-0000. Here's a couple of things you need to know. The system after an accident is not designed to get you what you deserved. The legal system is not designed to help you. It's designed to help the insurance company. The insurance company knows how to force these settlements onto you. This is why you got to call Sweet James if you've been hurt in an accident. He's going to make sure that the settlement is right, and if it's not, he's going to go to court. And there's going to be multiple attorneys with incredible trial experience. They have over 500 trials under their belt, and they win 98% of the time. And those ones, those are the big ones. Those are the life-changing ones, and those are the ones that the insurance company does not want to have to deal with. So if you're hurt in an accident, call Sweet James. 1-800-9-million. 1-800-900-0000. It's a call I've made after accidents, a call my friends and family have made after accidents. If you're hurt in an accident, car, truck, motorcycle, whatever, call Sweet James or go online at sweetjames.com.
The return
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
All right, we got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with a little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it. We'll see you out there.
Hey, it's corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes, always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
And Ask Slee is presented by our friends at Harrah's Resort SoCal. Find your funner state of mind with a visit to Harrah's Resort SoCal. Voted best resort in funner California. From dining to unwinding, you'll find fun around every corner. Learn more at harrahssocal.com. Let's get to it. Ask Slee right now.
All right, Al. Jason Torres is going first. Don't forget, if you want to call, always a good way to do it, 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. As mentioned, Jason Torres goes first. You can pick one of these. Okay. Choice number 1. You get to eat whatever you want without gaining any weight or harming your body. Okay. Or number 2, you never have to sit in traffic ever again.
Definitely, that is a good one. It's one I don't know why, but I don't think it's really
both
kind of
affect
close.
years in your life.
You're right about that.
I'd rather be able to eat anything I want and never gain weight and never have it affect my health. Food to me, we all just freaking love food. Now, traffic, I think I could work around a little bit. Traffic, I could say, okay, well, I'm going to live a little bit closer to work, or I'm going to leave at different times. I'll use San Diego as an example. I always time it with San Diego. I'm either going at 8 o'clock at night or I'm going at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I find a way to work around it. I'll take my chances with that, and I could sit here while we're all talking, eating a cheeseburger, some fries, pizza, a muffin, everything else, and have nothing to worry about.
I'm going to go the other way, but you make a good case. Mm-hmm. I can have a cheeseburger or a slice of pizza or both occasionally, and then just a couple of times a week, I got to chill out. Right? It's fine. I can do that. Knowing that every time I jump in the car, I can be wherever I want to be and know exactly how long it's going to take me, that would be amazing.
Does this, you think, have a little bit to do? So let's use as an example for how far you live.
Yeah.
The fact that you're 60-plus miles away, and you could actually start leaving at 7:30, and you know you're going to be sitting in your seat by 8:30.
And I'd be here at 8:26.
8:26?
Yeah.
Wonder how much it is to do that. Because me in Pasadena, there's a lot. It's a lot easier.
It's not just that. It's not just my day. It's everything. You get on the freeway on Saturday afternoon to go to an Angel game or whatever. It might take me 20 minutes. It could take me an hour and 15. You have no idea.
The traffic as like getting out of a game, getting out of the game,
getting in and out of the airport, like all of these things that you can't avoid. You're going to be in the middle. You can't avoid it here. It's impossible.
Oh yeah,
you're on time. I'm eating everywhere.
Look, I leave my house 7:45 every day, 7:50 the latest. I take my kid to school Mondays and Fridays for whatever reason. It takes me about 50 minutes to get here.
It's easy.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Forget about
I'm
it.
here
You're
by
done.
9:20.
People take long weekends, right? On Mondays and Fridays,
Yep.
they take those days off for long weekends, and that's why it's
enough
much
to
easier.
affect it.
Even if it's just 10% less, it's a huge
enough.
difference.
So I have one from John Ferris, and I'll ask this because I'm also raised Catholic. So John Ferris asks, when you go to confession, do you just make stuff up?
I haven't been in confession in a long time.
How often are you supposed to go?
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been X since my last confession.
I don't know how often you're supposed to go.
I think it's like, again, you're supposed to go every day. Like, I mean, whatever.
Every day?
Well, ideally, you want to cleanse yourself before God all the time.
Okay.
But I think my mom goes often,
I haven't gone
and
in
it's every other week.
Years.
Yeah,
My mom goes every other week. Don't even ask
Episode
me.
5 of The Sopranos, she confesses as they're drinking wine and
she
watching
gets
movies.
confession. That's not confession.
Dr. Intantola. He just wanted to eat and watch movies on the cool TV.
Oh, yeah, that's all he wanted.
So, okay, let's have the conversation. I think he liked the idea of the flirting. I don't think Father Intantola would ever have pulled the trigger.
Oh, you don't think so?
No.
Brenda was convinced, like, oh, this guy's
He
really
was making
gonna...
the moves, though, so I don't know.
Was he?
Yeah.
Or was he just kind of...
He leaned in.
Were they also getting a lot of money from the family?
They were bleeding the Sopranos.
To the church?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, my car is in the front. That's okay. Just go shower, go do your thing.
And you got any of that ziti left? I got one plate left.
Hey, there's no ziti?
Remember she was cooking him up some real food.
I think he was there for food and movies and playful flirtation, but maybe, I don't know.
No, he was there for something else.
If I'm going to confession, and when I have in the past, I'm not making things up. I am also just trying to... It's the last thing. I'm basically going to go to confession and lie during confession. I'm going to go back in line.
Oh, well, just clean it up the next time you go.
Yeah, do you do the screen? Do you do face-to-face? There's also that option. Yeah. My place, I think...
Screen is when you get in like the phone booth looking thing?
So it depends on your church. My church did not have the phone booth looking thing. That had just a room, but there's a half wall with a screen.
Okay.
You have the option to go face-to-face if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we have that option.
Yeah. All right. Kat from Whittier says, one's got to go. No answer is good. LOL. Soul food, Mexican food, Italian food, Chinese food.
Easy for me.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to base this off of how often I have the foods.
Yeah.
Soul food, I would say I have the food the least of all the other ones. So soul food comes off my list. I'll go to an Italian restaurant, have Chinese food all the time, Mexican food all the time. So I think soul food goes.
Yeah, soul food goes for me too.
I'm only doing the one I'm doing because it upsets my stomach most of the time. I think it's the MSG, it's Chinese food, or like Asian food in general. I love it. I cannot have it right before bed. It upsets my stomach, but I do like it.
Well, I just quick story. I used to go to a place, I think I mentioned you, called Chinese Fast Food in El Cajon. And we'd get the 2-item combo, half chow mein, half rice, half fried rice, orange chicken, beef and broccoli,
and
egg rolls.
They stuff it.
They couldn't close
Yes.
it.
It's like...
They couldn't close it.
Spring open and rice everywhere.
So if you have stomach issues, probably don't want to go to the place we used to go to.
Italian. See ya.
Gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like it, but the reason, and I don't eat soul food a ton, but it's a very specific thing. There isn't something else like that, and I do enjoy it. And Mexican food, forget it. That's at the top of the list. And Chinese food, I don't eat it very often.
But it's kind of...
But you wouldn't have pizza, you wouldn't have any noodles, you wouldn't have any...
I have Chinese noodles.
I know, but you're not going to have the same sauce.
No, different sauces, but I get my...
He puts ragu on his...
my chow mein.
It's egg noodles and ketchup.
It's bok choy and ragu. We're knocking it out. All right, here's
Prego sauce.
Why are you putting Prego on your dumplings?
Udon.
Prego on udon sounds awful. That just sounds incredible. All right, one more here. This is from Mello. Says, Slee, should Trav grow a playoff mustache again? Give my
That's
face
the CS last time.
Give my face a good. No, I was 2 years ago that I had the playoff.
No,
mustache.
you had it the first year I was here.
Yeah.
It was the year they went to the CS, and that was
right.
against the Braves.
Yeah.
Wait, they lost to the Braves that year.
The year I had the Fu Manchu.
Yeah.
They lost to the Braves in the CS.
You know what?
Last year I just had my beard, and they got clipped in the first round.
Freaking live a little. Let's do it, man.
Should I do it?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
You guys understand that I have to walk around the world with that thing on my face.
Yeah, but you
Rams
have.
games that on your face.
But the best part about it is when you tell them why you have it, everybody's like, "Oh, cool."
I told you guys this. People don't talk to you. They quickly break eye contact when you have a Fu Manchu mustache. They
Is it
don't
like a tattoo on your neck?
It's
where
it's like
I
having a
can't
tattoo
ask?
on your face. It's
Mike
like
Tyson
it's even more
status.
so. Right. It's one of these. I am about a certain thing, even though I'm not. That mustache is misleading people.
We should ask DeMarco what he thinks, because he's going to have to see you out of context
All right.
a bunch.
We will do it.
You're going to get invited to like a biker club.
Maybe, which
OCC.
sounds cool, but I don't know. I also have to show up like at school events and things. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Speaking of DeMarco, the Super Bowl champ joins us next. It's Travis Slee, 710 ESPN.
After the
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with a little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it. We'll see you out there.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
All right, we got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
Hey, it's corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes. Always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who are
win.
they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
LA Live. Travis and Sliwa on 710 ESPN.
Rams and Eagles, Sunday afternoon at SoFi Stadium. Kickoff at 1:05. The Corona Extra countdown to kickoff will start at 11 o'clock with myself and Kirk Morrison. Following immediately after the game, it is the Coors Light postgame show live from Hollywood Park Casino with me and Kirk all over again. During the game, on the sidelines, of course, DeMarco Farr, the Super Bowl champion. How you feeling, DeMarco?
Good, man.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
There we go. Now we got you. Okay, so before we get to the Rams, I got an important question for you. It's a quasi baseball related question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to give him
stuff.
Yeah,
go for it.
You think I do it? You think I take my beard off but leave the Fu Manchu?
So this is just for good luck, right?
Yeah, until the Dodgers get eliminated, I have to wear the Fu, because I did it a couple years ago and they got into the NLCS. Last year, I just had my beard, and they got beaten 4 games.
Okay, you might have to go Fu Manchu. You might have to take one for the team. Is there a picture out there?
Yeah, I have one. I'll send it to you.
Please send me a picture of the Fu Manchu. So if once they get knocked out, you can shave it off and go back to normal Trav.
Yeah, okay. I'll send it to you. I'll send you the picture right now. You will have it before the end of the interview.
Nice. You have to do it. If you did it and they won with it, you got to stick with it. I'm a big stickler for superstition. You got to do it.
Deal.
DeMarco, I got a very important question here. We just did it Ask Slee. You've done Ask DeMarco. And let's just get this one out of the way. Cap from Whittier said you got to get rid of one. Okay?
Got to get rid of one.
Yep.
I hate these. Okay,
one's got to go forever. Mexican food, Chinese food, Italian food, or soul food?
Come on.
One's got to go. One's got to go, buddy.
One's got to go. What's the consensus in the studio?
Couple of us had soul food, and one Italian was gone. One Chinese was gone.
One Chinese was gone. Well, I can't dump soul food, obviously. I can't dump Italian food. It's got to be Chinese food.
Chinese gone.
And that hurts. That hurts me to my core. But yeah.
Never
Why
having
are you
chow
doing
mein
this?
again.
Why
man.
did you ask me this?
Say goodbye to orange chicken, my brother.
But you can have Korean food.
Beef
I
and
think
broccoli. Beef and broccoli gone forever.
See? Way to go, Emily. I can have Korean food. I can have Japanese food. Yeah. I can get something similar. Yeah. Way to go, Emily.
There are a lot of options for you there. All right, so let me ask you this. Cooper Kupp, it looks like he's probably going to play on Sunday. Am I safe in that assumption, DeMarco?
You know what? All signs point to him playing.
Right.
He's practicing. He was out there. He had the Brooke Trout look after last week. He looked sad. He looked like a guy who couldn't wait to play. When Puka Nacua went off and had the game-winning touchdown. Seeing Cooper Kupp after the game, in the tunnel, getting ready to get on the bus, I know that look. All football players have it. When somebody's out there doing your job, you can't wait to get out there. So I would say all signs are pointing to Cooper Kupp coming back.
Okay, so with that in mind, does that mean that Puka might even get more opportunities because Kupp is going to draw so much attention in the defensive scheme, or are we going to see a drop in Puka's production because you got to get the ball to number 10 too?
Okay, let me say this, and this means nothing. This is just my own personal experience. But the big reason why Torrey Holt is a candidate for the Hall of Fame is not because of play calling. It's where Kurt was looking and where he wanted to go with the football. So Isaac was still there. Isaac was the guy. He was already on a Hall of Fame career path, and all of a sudden Kurt starts going to someone else. So, and you start having success with it. So I've seen this whole thing with 2 receivers. But I think Cooper Kupp is going to get his. Cooper Kupp is still that guy. He got hurt, but remember, this is the guy that caught the most important touchdown pass of the L.A. Rams career right here in Los Angeles. So he's still that guy. He still has that cachet. He's going to get his look. But so is Puka Nacua. He is a zone beater. He is a big receiver in the open field. When he catches it and turns north and south, you've got problems as a small corner or safety coming downhill. If you don't take a proper angle and you catch that helmet to your helmet, he could knock you out. He's just a bigger receiver. So he's going to get his looks. Matthew Stafford likes going to him. He likes going to Tutu Atwell too, but Cooper Kupp will get his. Sean McVay will make sure of that, and so will Matthew Stafford.
All right, really quick, before Slee asks you something here, because is Puka – I asked JB this the other day, DeMarco, is Puka going to be the guy that, next year, like, remember those first 4 games that Puka had where he had 500 yards, he had 39 catches? Man, that was crazy. Or are we going to be talking a year from now that the Rams found an all-pro or a really high-level player in the 5th round?
Just had this argument yesterday at Rams in Thousand Oaks or Agora about this. An all-pro in the 5th round, it is what it is. I'll say this, and I heard this from scouts. If Puka Nacua was faster, if he ran a sub 4.4, there's no way he's in the 5th round. He's probably a first rounder, and you probably can't get him, or you have to give up a lot to get him. He's always been this guy. He's always been what you're seeing on game day. The problem is he didn't test very well in the 40, so people don't want to draft receivers that are, 4.5 or 4.6 receivers. But Cooper Kupp, same way. If he were bigger in school, there's no way he goes to Eastern Washington. He'd be he'd be in a Power 5 school somewhere. So, but that's just track speed. And most scouts and GMs would err on the side of speed and then draft these guys late. But Puka Nacua has always done what you see. And it's a similar role of Robert Woods. So this will continue as long as he can take it. But it's going to be physical. It's going to be tough. It's going to be demanding. But so far, so good for Puka.
DeMarco Farr taking some time to join us here on the Travis and Sliwa show. Rams-Eagles coming up this weekend. DeMarco, question for you on the Philadelphia Eagles. What are they? Are they – we're trying to figure out if they've had some close games, yet they are 4-0. This matchup against the Rams, just how winnable do you think it is, and how much do you believe in the Eagles? How tough of a matchup is this?
It's very winnable. You see, this is why I love you guys. So when I say Ivan Drago, what comes up? That feeling in the pit of your stomach when you're watching Rocky IV. Like, oh my God, there's this guy, this juggernaut coming to town, and he's going to take your head off. He's already killed your best friend. So it's the same thing. I mean, their D-line is punishing. Here in L.A., Aaron Donald is unblockable. I mean, he is a one-man wrecking crew. He really won that game in Indy. He picked on people, he moved around, and he beat everyone he lined up against. Philadelphia is different. They got 3 or 4 guys that can do the exact same thing. So I said this to JB. At the end of this game, we're going to be talking about one or the other. Either the studliness of Matthew Stafford, the toughness, the guts, the resiliency, all that stuff, because he's going to take a few hits in this game. We're going to be talking about that, or we're going to be talking about the backup, because they're going to get to him. That's just a certainty. And some of these passes that he lets go, he's not going to see the end result of, because he's going to be picking himself up off the pile. So you might as well do him the respect of catching the football. But Philadelphia is not unbeatable. They aren't. The Patriots came back on them after they got snowballed, and Washington moved the ball on them. I've seen a lot of teams in this 4-0 run move the ball on them, this same D-line I'm talking about. So you'll have your advantages. Same with last night when Washington's down by 10 with about 6 minutes to go. They had an opportunity to cut it to 7 or to cut it to a 1-score game to put yourself back in it, and they failed. There'll be opportunities like that for the Rams on Sunday against Philadelphia, that you could either win the game or take advantage of it or take the lead. So you have to take advantage of those advantages when they present themselves.
Super Bowl champion DeMarco Farr joining us here on Trav and Slee. Should the NFL outlaw the brotherly shove? Should that be a legal play?
Man, just defend it better, I guess. It's almost unstoppable. JB asked me the same question. I'll say the same answer. It's unstoppable, so the best way to avoid it is don't get in those situations, really. You have to do a better job on 1st and 10, 2nd and long, and keep them out of those situations. If they get on the goal line, it's almost impossible to stop. Jalen Hurts is special. He's really strong, and they run that play really well. You guys are old Raider fans, right? Some of you guys are. Remember back in the day when they had Zach Crockett?
Sure.
And, yeah, they were on – no one stopped them in a 4th and 1 or a 3rd and 1 situation all year, and I think they went to the Super Bowl on that. So it's almost the same thing. They're just good at something that you can't stop.
DeMarco, I think Jorge has a question for you.
Yeah, DeMarco, an important question.
Very important.
When can you
get out of here? What up, man?
I can take Apple Pay. I can take Venmo, Zelle.
Yeah,
he'd
whenever
you're ready, my man.
You.
You know what? The cash doesn't bother me. It's the poncho. I'm a man of my word.
And you gotta wear the poncho. That's right.
Rock that thing. Oh my God, I hate it.
Yeah, I thought the poncho was much more of an issue than the cash. We're talking about DeMarco.
The poncho's
you know
far
what I mean? The guy
more
was in
insulting.
a Nelly video.
Yeah.
He's still getting residual from
Air
that.
Force One.
So good. I got one more for you, DeMarco, before you go about this weekend. How is Jalen Carter on the Eagles? How did that happen?
Man, blind luck.
Right?
You know what's funny? Going back, this is 2010. The Rams had a shot at Sam Bradford and Ndamukong Suh. And I'm like, it's a no-brainer. Are you kidding? And they thought I meant the quarterback. No, that is a day one wrecking machine.
Right.
Get him now. You don't want to play against that. Same thing with this guy. It's funny. I saw Aaron Donald play against or on the same field as J.J. Watt. So it was like passing of the torch. One guy to the next. Well, I think this might be that in SoFi this week because he is just as good this early.
Hopefully it's a few weeks down the road or a few seasons. I don't need to see it happen.
Take your time.
Travis,
Sunday. It's a long season.
Hope he's here now.
Yeah, I know. I know I'm wrong, but I can still hope along the way. I also don't like that you voted for the Fu Manchu. It feels like it's spiraling out of my control. But what are you going to do?
How bad do you want a World Series, man?
I do. That's
Come on.
the right answer. That's the right answer.
There it is.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
Absolutely. Yeah, be lucky it's just a Fu Manchu.
Yeah, that's the best point I've heard so far. He's a Super Bowl champion. We will talk to him on Sunday morning on the pregame show. And, of course, you'll hear him alongside J.B. Long on the Rams broadcast starting at 1:05 against the Eagles. Thanks so much, DeMarco.
Thank you,
Appreciate
DeMarco.
Okay, fellas, see you.
All right. So I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm gonna get with Carlo here for a second, and then I have an idea.
Okay, just a quick reminder, the Travis and Sliwa Show has teamed up with Waba Grill to give away lunch for your office. Ooh. Listen today during the Waba Grill lunch hour on 710 for the cue to call, and you could be the Waba Grill Workplace of the Week. So that's today on 710 ESPN. Thanks to Waba Grill. Make sure you're tuned in. We're going to hook you up. Waba Grill, eat smart, be healthy.
So Al, if you were a listener, you won this award, but the office is this.
Okay.
What would you get for us from Wapa Grill?
Okay, so I've said this before. Now I know the Boom Boom Tacos are making they're doing their force over there. I love the bowls. I want that chicken and rice bowl with the vegetables. I'll get you some dumplings.
There we go.
Yeah, I'll get you some dumplings.
No worries.
A little char on them. Huh?
Yeah, just a little crisp, a little chew. Like you want a little bit of the sauce, you want a little bit of the other.
I was
part.
still thrown off. He had like 14 of them. We didn't even know. Like just
hey, those tacos though,
out of nowhere.
Those tacos.
It is.
Good salad.
It's a mix of flour and corn.
Yeah,
Jorge.
it's really delicious.
Well, they have that special too, where you can get a little bit of everything. That lunch special. So
Can't go wrong though. So
The
if you won
shrimp
this award, it's great. Or not
the
award,
shrimp
but-
one's my favorite one.
All right, USC. Is it bust? Is it run the table, get to the CFP, or bust for them? That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. And for the ones who get it done, Grainger offers high-quality supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as access to product specialists who have the knowledge and experience to answer your toughest questions. Plus, their commitment to being your safety partner can help you keep your facility safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
The race to the Fall Classic for the boys in blue begins.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom Tacos.
All right, we got the Boom Boom Tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with the little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it. We'll see you out there.
Hey, it's corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes, always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
So I had a funny exchange in my group chat with my kickball team. So one of the girls on my team was talking about how she was about to go on a date with someone she met on Raya. And it happens to be not a head coach, but a coach in the NFL.
Okay.
And
a coach that we would know, or like, because there's like 40 coaches.
yeah, you wouldn't know because I didn't know off the bat because she showed us. And then
Does he have a title that we would recognize?
Yes, a title that you would recognize, kind of. It's kind of a deep cut of a title.
Okay.
It's not like offensive coordinator or assistant offensive coordinator.
Do you have
It's
a
kind of
photo
deep
of him you could put on Twitter, and then we could find
I'm
his
just trying to
name
figure out,
after that?
cut. I have a photo of him I will not share on Twitter.
I have a series of. So you said it's not a head coach.
It's not a head coach.
It's not a coordinator.
He's not married, obviously.
Okay.
So
Not a coordinator.
Not obviously, but he's not married.
Not a coordinator.
Not a coordinator.
Is he a position group coach?
I don't know if it would fall into that.
Okay.
So he's not the
Not the running back coach. He's
No,
not the
he's
tight
not
ends
that.
coach, the
He's
wide
not that.
receiver, the corner. Okay, so he's further down the depth chart than that.
Yes. Special
teams.
Okay. We're talking about somebody on the staff, but
Yes.
they
But
occasionally
it says
will
coach
go
in his
get
title,
coffee.
you know?
Yeah. Okay, I
It
got
says
it.
coach in his title.
Got it.
So it's funny to me just because she has the quarterback of this team on her fantasy league.
That's
and
great.
so she was like, I want to go meet with this person, not only because he's good looking and he seems to have a fine paying job.
I'm sure
but
he's
that he
going to
also
love that conversation.
wants to talk about
So
the
why'd we get together?
Let's
Because
solve this
the
problem
quarterback
here,
on
guys.
your squad is on fantasy. That's why we got together.
But have you guys heard of Raya before?
I was going to say, explain it to me.
So Raya is a dating app that is, you pay for it, so it's $10 a month. So it's not that expensive,
Yeah,
but
that's
it
not
is
so bad.
hard to get into, okay?
Hold on. Is this the one where... Okay, go ahead.
So here's how you get into it. So you have to have an application.
Okay.
You have to submit your Instagram
hell?
profile.
Okay.
You have to have a person recommend you. So
Okay.
it's kind of like a country club where you can't just
You
join.
need to be sponsored.
You have to be sponsored by somebody. And then oftentimes
Tory
you
Pines?
you put on a wait list and then you get off the wait list unless
Okay.
you're super famous and get put straight on because people know who you are. And then it's celebrities, it's people with notoriety that are on there, but then it's also some random people. But you have to be good looking. You have
Who
to
determines
be
whether
that.
you're good looking or not?
It's the staff at Raya. It's someone on the staff at Raya approves, disapproves, because it'll get out. Like people will screenshot
Who approved
that John
the
Mayer
staff
is there.
to approve?
Right.
Well, you know what I mean? I'm trying to go up the chain
Yes,
here. I want to know who
standards.
the hell it is.
Good looking is incredibly subjective.
Subjective.
Incredibly subjective.
I think that there is I think also you have to have an Instagram threshold, I believe. If you're going to go, you had to have a certain amount of followers. You had to have a certain amount of, again, notoriety.
Over
So you
80
get that.
followers.
Yeah, over 80 followers is definitely necessary.
That's an interesting.
I'm more interested in Raya than your friend trying to get a fantasy football insider. You know what I mean? Like that's actually very funny that's why she wants to go out with this person.
And
But
he's good looking.
I need to know the fame threshold, and I need to know the handsome / pretty threshold.
And I think they try to keep it a little bit under wraps. So there's like the formula's not out there, so people can get mad if they don't make it or whatever. But I think it's that certain people might have. It's like waiting in line for a club.
Okay.
Some people get right in, and because they're beautiful or they're well known, and then some people have to wait a little bit.
Oh, that is a very good analogy.
Yes.
I like that a lot. But in this particular, to extend the analogy,
Yes.
I would like to be the bouncer. I would like to decide who goes in and who does not.
I would love to see you break down Instagram celebrities' profiles, because I would love to see your commentary, because I don't know if you necessarily know what makes a great Instagram or not. But I want to see what
yes,
you
you do. You know that I don't. but and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I do feel like, if put it to this way, if you are Instagram famous and I know who you are, then that's a huge deal.
Yes.
If you're
so
Instagram,
the Bob does sports or whatever.
Yeah.
I know he's probably married or
no,
whatever.
he's not.
Oh, okay. But maybe he's on Raya.
Bobby Fairways is out there. Just, whatever. But not even that kind of stuff. Like, I'm talking about all across the board. Like, if I kind of am aware of your existence, that's like a really good threshold, because you have to be super famous to know that. Or and there should be the opposite of me that knows that stuff much better, but might not know somebody famous from my world.
Right. But I think it's a lot of celebrities are on Raya. A lot more than you expect are on there, because
how rich do you have to be?
Again, this threshold is different. I think it's not necessarily just that you're rich, but it's that you're rich, you have notoriety, and you're good looking.
Too appetizer rich, Slee, or private jet rich?
I think there's definitely an in between. You have to, I think, you don't have to be able to own a home.
2 apps is a lot. Let's stop here for a quick second. If you're getting 2 appetizers and then both of you are getting
that's why that
main dishes,
to me, that's a level of comfort that
I'm still looking at you as a security guard.
And what's funny about my
bouncer, I don't want to wear the blazer.
Yeah, but you get pushed around as a bouncer. Like, if anybody comes up to you and just says anything, you're like,
social
okay,
media. Social media.
I have a clipboard. I want you to have a clipboard.
Yeah, the earpiece.
Yeah.
So my friend is not necessarily that she's a 2 appetizer rich person.
Yeah.
She is very good looking. So I think that kind of sways.
So it's like the sliding scale, right?
Yes, especially like
the
with
better
clubs,
looking you are, the fewer appetizers you need to be able to buy.
Exactly. And like with clubs, it's easier for girls to get on than it is for guys to get on. And so you have to be on the wait list maybe for a little bit if you're a certain level.
What if you're not as handsome, but you're rich?
That
seems
still
to
gets you on it.
That gets you on it.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
I
don't
pay
know
for
if
her
you
2
noticed.
appetizers, and she gets in, you get
Like,
in.
I've had friends who swiped on, like, John Mayer, and I've had friends that have matched with famous people, and it's kind of crazy. Like,
Have
more
they
famous
followed
than
through?
this one. A lot of times they'll probably chat and maybe not follow through, but it depends on what that celebrity wants.
The celebrity's choice or the other?
It's
both?
usually in the celebrity's hands.
Yeah, I would
think.
What a shocker.
I would think.
Shocker.
You don't know how good-looking my friends are, okay? I do have some good-looking friends.
No, I believe you, but the celebrities can be incredibly
choosy.
picky.
They can choose whom they want. And a lot of times they just reach out on DM too. Again, if you have a nice little Instagram following,
I
they
am
DM.
fully aware that this is never going to happen to me. Fully aware, nor am I interested in this for all the obvious reasons. If somebody, let's use the person that I use in this situation all the time. If Jennifer Connelly sent me a direct message on Instagram, and I look at it, I go, you've received a direct message from. There is no part of the universe that would lead me to believe that wasn't a scam. You know what I mean?
Well, then you look at the thing, you look how many followers they have.
Wouldn't
like,
matter. It's a scam.
It's
a scam.
It would not matter. Like, you could not, short of that person knocking on my door and introducing themselves, I would not believe it.
But yeah, I mean, people like Jonah Hill met his previous girlfriend through DM and reached out to her because she's a surfer and she has a nice little surfer DM, and they kind of ended in a
I'm gonna
tumultuous
shoot my shot at Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, why not?
DM.
Right?
Yeah.
You
shoot your shot, just like Travis Kelce. You got to shoot your shot somewhere.
It's too late. You can't.
Oh
you can't
no,
shoot
she
your
just
shot
got divorced.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm talking about you.
Nah, man.
Look, we all got the list, right? There's
exactly.
I know that John Bon Jovi is at the top of Susan's list for reasons that completely escape me, but that's who it is, right? I get
Nothing
it.
you can do.
If John Bon Jovi shows up, I'm out. It's long been established.
And you respect that. You're like, okay.
I get it. It's John Bon Jovi. What are you going to do? I should have. Yeah, I got to think who it might be. Jennifer Connelly. I have to watch Top Gun Maverick again to decide.
I know you skip to the scenes. You're not even watching. We skip to the scenes.
I need to do it
but
all
yeah,
over again.
Raya is an interesting place. I'm not on it because I do not have all of these qualities, but I also kind of don't want to be on it. I got my own.
I don't know. I don't know how I would do it. I get you have to do it through an app, right? I mean, you could meet people organically. Sure, that's a great way too. But it's just it narrows the funnel.
There's
so
a lot
much
of there's a lot of places to meet the person of your dreams.
Yes.
And I have many friends that have met their husbands and wives over that.
Driving range.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Acapulco.
But see, you said there's a
Albertsons.
Acapulco. Yeah, it could
Downey,
happen,
homie.
right?
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Albertsons.
Hey.
Could happen.
I really wanted that last spicy tuna roll. Hey, you know what?
You can have
Okay,
it.
that's the plot of the beginning of this movie Fresh that I had our old boss Amanda and Chris watch, and then they hated me for it. But you met a guy in a grocery store. Bad idea.
It's a
You
bad
don't know-
idea?
You don't know his background. You don't know what he's going to do because you met him outside of the apps, outside of the social media world, and he was, let's just say he's bad news.
Air One.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
26,000.
Well, everybody at Air One
soap.
also is on Raya. There's a lot of Raya Air One.
That Venn
crossover.
diagram is a circle.
Yeah.
You want to meet at Air One for our first date?
Let's get
I'm
those
sure
samples.
that I have many Raya dates have been at Air One.
Now I'm worried about going to the grocery store. Emily just put it as a bad thought. I just go in there, I get my sushi and my Topo Chico water and get the heck out of there.
Well, you're not being approached by strange men, are you?
Well, now maybe I haven't noticed. I've had a couple close calls along the way. Who knows? USC has Arizona this week, and they're another 3-touchdown favorite all over again. They're not going to lose to Arizona, probably, right? I mean, anything could happen. I get it.
I just hope they cover at this point.
Right. They're not going to lose to the Wildcats. After that, you've got Oregon, Washington, Utah, and Notre Dame. Not in that order. But those are the four. And UCLA, quite frankly. Another rivalry game and everything else. So you got 5 games left that are difficult games.
You've got real college football coming up.
The odds of them running the table through those 5 games are pretty low, especially what we've seen for the defense. If they lose one of those games and Oregon/Washington is able to run the table, is that a bad season for USC, or is losing to one of those 2 other top 10 teams and just having another great team in your conference mean that you had another great team in your conference and this isn't a failure of a season because you go 10-1 or 11-1 or whatever the number is?
You want it just black and white?
Sure.
Because I think if you add more context to it, if they lose because they keep giving up points and they're losing because the same way they lost a year ago and all the warnings that were coming in, what are you going to do on the defensive side?
Sure.
I think that would probably set people in a weird way, disappointing way. Let's put it that. I guess that's probably the best way to put it. I think if they finish the season like they did last year, that'd be very disappointing. I think if you lost one game and you lost to Oregon and Oregon ends up in the college football championship, no, I'm looking at them taking a step forward from last year
I do too.
rather than taking a step back.
If Washington runs the table, they got a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback in Michael Penix. He's awesome. He's not just good. He's probably the second best quarterback in the country behind Caleb Williams. You lose that game 24-21. And you beat everybody else, but Washington's that good. There's no shame.
No, it's
in
okay.
That. There's no shame in that.
You progress from last year. I think that's the only thing everybody's looking at with USC. And I think so far, all the caution signs that are coming out is, are you going to lose the same way that not only did you lose last year, you're going to lose the same way that Lincoln Riley used to lose in Oklahoma? If you end up with 3 losses, that's
different.
That's a different story. If you play out the scenario that you just said, you took another step forward.
The schedule for the 2024 Big Ten debut of all the Pac-12 teams is out. SC goes, here are their road games next year. Their conference road games. Maryland, Michigan, super fun game. Minnesota, whatever. And then you got UCLA and Washington, who you're going to play every year. Those are the protected games, right?
Yeah.
Home games, Nebraska, Penn State, Rutgers, and Wisconsin. For a debut into the Big Ten.
That's not bad.
That's a pretty good draw.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Your one road game that you're like, okay, that could be a problem as far as the new teams go. Michigan, your other ones are Minnesota and Maryland. That's a good draw. Like Oregon gets Ohio State and Michigan that first year. I mean, that's just a
brutal
monster. They get Penn State, but you get them at home. You get Wisconsin, but you get them at home. Then you get Nebraska and Rutgers, who are dreadful.
So weird. By the way, that it's still kind of the whole thing's weird. Just to kind of hear you saying this is their schedule for next year, that's going to take a second to get adjusted
and
to.
And then you got to throw UCLA. So they'll get Notre Dame at home too. Not a conference game, but that's your non-conference game, or one of them.
When does the 12 team start?
Next year.
Next year.
Not the end of this season, the end of the following
So it
season.
will match with.
I believe that's right.
It's going to match with that
when
schedule.
All the new, like Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
Everybody kind of shifts around at that point.
That makes sense.
Factor Cap is coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
All right, Sierra Subaru of Monrovia. Want to thank them for all that they do within the local community through their Subaru Love Promise initiatives. This is such a cool thing they got going on in October. There's a couple different things that they got going on that are community related. Subaru Loves Pets and Real Bark are teaming up at Sierra Subaru of Monrovia to host a pet adoption event coming up on October 21st. If you've been thinking about getting a pet, if you've been thinking about getting a dog, for every pet adopted, Sierra Subaru of Monrovia will donate $100 to a new BarkBox parent kit and a new BarkBox parent kit. Make a dog's day with Sierra Subaru and Real Bark. Such a cool event. And like I said, I'm going to go back to this. If you're looking to, you want to adopt a dog, it's something that you've been thinking about, come out. Sierra Subaru of Monrovia coming up on October 21st. It's a great way to help out within the local community. They got one other event going on in October I want to talk about as well. Stuff a Subi. Their goal is to fill a Subaru vehicle full of pet supplies. With your help and donations, we can make a significant impact on the lives of rescue dogs and cats through pet rescue solutions. You could drop off donations at the dealership. Just go to sierrasubaru.com for more information or visit them just off the 210 and 605 freeway.
Hey, it's corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right now?
They are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So yes. Always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
All right, we got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with a little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it. We'll see you out
Back. First of all, it's not a cap. It is a cap.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Hey guys, I am not liking the Twitter presence of DeAndre right now. He is acting quite high and mighty as an Eagles fan and ready to rub it into the Rams fans' faces. So let's see what comes around on Monday. Let's just see.
We'll see. We'll see. We're doing the poncho / my quadruple X Ram shirt. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. All right, so I'm going to play this sound. It's from Marshawn Lynch on Shannon Sharp's podcast. So there's a lot of bleeps in it just ahead of time. But he was talking about the final play of that Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl and how Marshawn felt about it and his interactions with both Pete Carroll and with Russell Wilson.
I go by Russ, and I just hear him like, oh, man, I'll get him next time. Whoa. And as I hear the shit, I usually don't take my helmet off, but, I take my helmet off. And I go right to Pete Carroll face, and I'm talking about I hit his ass with the biggest.
You laughed in his face?
What the? And at that point, I come up out my shit. I go to the locker room. I'm out.
Hold on. Hold on. Beast
I don't
mode.
even see all the shit going on. I don't see none of the shit. I don't see the last few plays.
Where they getting the scuffling and they pushing and shoving. You was already gone?
I'm in the
you in the locker room?
I'm in the locker room.
So by the time they come to the locker room, you probably already dressed.
It was Arizona. I think I ran in the Lenny Kravitz. Oh shit! Hey, what's up, man? Looking like, don't you got a game? Oh yeah, that over. Hey.
All right, so my statement is: if you were Marshawn Lynch, you would never let go of this. Travis, fact or cap?
Fact. I mean it was a awful decision at the time. It gets worse the further you get away from it. You realize how difficult it is to get to a Super Bowl. You realize how hard it is to win a Super Bowl.
And it was that Pats team.
To beat that it's sitting right there. Just run the ball in. And
What
you
did
win
you
the
say?
game.
You said something.
I still to this day
I
believe that the Patriots were going to let them in. They just wanted the ball back. They were going to try to pull a miracle by just getting the ball back and then letting Tom Brady do his thing. I think he walks right in. I don't even think there's a defensive effort to try and stop him. Really quickly, and that's a great cut by Marshawn. The first part of that is exactly right. That Russell Wilson's response to that it was that game where I'm like, this guy is the most inauthentic, artificial, phony human being that I've ever seen. He threw an interception to lose the Super Bowl, and 2 seconds later he said, just happy to be here with the guys. Stop, man. You blew the Super Bowl. You're angry. You're frustrated. You know that it slipped through your fingers.
Human.
It's just so ridiculous.
Have a human reaction.
And that's Marshawn's reaction makes me like Marshawn because every normal person would have wanted to punch that guy's lights out.
Yeah, if you missed it, Marshawn said that Russ said, we'll get him next year.
Get
next year?
Out of here. Come on, man.
Fact, listen, these are things we've all think of your sports teams that you love and adore. Think of the worst moment that you can possibly have that you look back of a loss or a situation. You're not going to forget about it. You knew where you were. You knew exactly what was happening. Imagine if you were playing in a freaking game. And here you are, you're Marshawn Lynch, who's just thinking to himself, hand me the ball. I'm going to get the ball in the end zone. And it's a wrap. It's a wrap. We're done. And you don't even get the ball. They throw a pick, and that's how it ends. And the dynasty is never the dynasty of what could have been or should have been for the Seattle Seahawks. Never happens as well. Of course, you never forget about this. You never get over it.
Jorge?
Oh, fact. Those are things you never forget.
Especially when it's in your hands.
Exactly. Yeah. They took it out. It was a decision for him not to score, and whatever. He's going to be bitter about it forever.
All right, so on Wednesday night, I also have another piece of sound for him that I want to play later, and maybe because it reminds me of another coach in the NFL right now. So I'm going to do that a little later. But Wednesday night, someone at the Phillies game bought $4,500 worth of beer, and for an entire section. He was like, hey, I'm going to buy everything off of you right now. Here's this entire section. Everything's on me, guys. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So you've been in a place where someone who you don't know or who you, didn't plan on it, surprises you and buys the whole place drinks. Everyone's like, this one's on me. Because I see that in movies, but it's never happened to me. Al, fact or cap?
Someone's bought me a drink, but to buy everybody a drink,
yeah, like,
no.
Hey guys.
There's been like some small chatter, you're going up to the bar and there's some small talk going on, whatever the case is, and then the guy will just turn and say, you know what, hey, what are you drinking?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm gonna get you the next round, but that's cool.
That's when I leave.
That
I finish that drink, I get out of there.
And you get your ride out.
That's awesome. But buying the whole bar, no, I don't think I've been in a predicament like that where somebody's buying for everybody.
Trev?
I have, but it's very different than what you're describing. The bar had 12 people in it. Right, it's late at night, and some barfly's holding it down, and he's like, "One for the house." But it's just about the night's over. It's not a section at a baseball stadium, or it's not 10 o'clock on a Friday night where the place is popping.
And speaking of that, what do you order? Do you order something expensive?
Whatever.
Do you order just a beer?
Whatever I
was drinking.
previously had, I'm getting another one of those.
Not gonna be like, let me get the Dom Perignon.
So if I had Johnny Walker Blue, and he's going again, you hit me again.
Yeah,
if I had
of
a Coors Light, I'm getting a Coors Light.
Yeah, of course. Some tequila Mandala too.
Yeah,
Jorge?
Exactly. Yeah, at the Sunset Room a long time ago, this guy, I think he was in the military, and he had just got, he came back home.
Just come home.
And then he bought a bottle, and he's like, let's use that bottle and give shots to everybody around. And it was a long time ago. And then I was a waiter at a restaurant, and then another military guy, he's like, hey man, how much he's like, how much is my bill? And I'm like, I don't know, $200-something bucks. So he came with a group of 15 or whatever. Or it was more than that. And he's like, okay, add $100 for your tip, and then add that table, and that table. It's all on my card. And he paid for everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is very nice. All right, so on this day in 2006, The Departed was released. What was that?
The Departed.
I'm not a cop.
Yeah.
I'm not the rat. Anyway, we could go on forever. But so The Departed is the best movie set in Boston. There are some fantastic movies set in Boston, and I'm counting Cambridge. So you can say something set in Harvard as well.
Okay.
All right, so Jorge, Factor Cap.
I'm going to say Good Will Hunting is one.
Great one.
Cap, Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting, yes.
All right, Trev?
I'm going to go Cap. I love The Departed. Good Will Hunting is great too. But like as far as like really good movies,
how about them apples?
You're not quite sure what's got the things. Mystic River was terrific. I thought Mystic River was a great movie. Sean Penn, directed by Tim Robbins. Clint Eastwood, I think, directed that one.
Not that Tim Robbins.
No, that's Tim Robinson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tim Robbins. Nuke LaLoosh, Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Not the crooning, the driving crooner, Tim Robinson. But I'll go Mystic River. So Cap.
Berg says Boondock Saints.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Okay.
Boondock Saints is a great movie. But I'm still going to actually go... I'm going to go fact on Departed. I really, really like Departed. So all these other movies are fantastic, but Departed is... That's one of those movies that, hey, if it's on, I'm good.
It's also I will
Boston.
Watch it. It's like you can't do that movie in
I like
any
all
other
the
city.
actors. I like
It's turned up
so
loud.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good Boston one too. It's kind of it's not as good of a movie as those, but it's a super fun movie.
Facebook.
You mean the social network?
It's not.
No, Facebook is better.
Is The Town, the bank robbery movie with Ben Affleck? That's and Jeremy Renner. That's a fun movie.
Ted was the other one.
Ted.
The Fighter.
Ted.
Was the Fighter?
Fighter's great
Fighters
too.
in Boston.
Yeah.
It's a Southie. You got your favorite two people. You got Fever Pitch.
Oh, that's right.
If you guys could see his face, if you're on YouTube, he is reacting to that statement. All right, so
Can I say you forced me into telling the joke again?
Yeah.
Bart and Milhouse in that episode of The Simpsons are laughing at something they're looking at on their laptop, and Homer kicks the door down and says, "What are you laughing at?" And if you say Jimmy Fallon, I know you're lying. That tells you all you need to know.
That's a great line.
do you like Drew Barrymore?
I'm indifferent. I don't dislike her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on this day in 2010, Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Roy Halladay throws a no-hitter against the Cincinnati Reds in Game 1 of the NLDS. All right, so my statement is, you would rather see a no-hitter in the postseason than the most runs scored in a game in the postseason. Travis, Factor Cap.
It's a really good one. I want the runs, so Cap. I think because the most runs, I'm assuming that it means both teams are scoring a bunch of runs.
Right.
I don't want to watch 29-2. I don't want to watch that.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, but if it's 16-14, I'm here for that. Yeah, no hitters are fun, but they're not super exciting for the first 2.5 hours of the night.
The game's going fast. You're like, oh wait,
right?
It's because there's no hitting.
Right.
Al?
I think seeing a no hitter, especially in the postseason, there's something about that's such a special moment to see a no-hitter and to have it happen in a playoff game. I'll take the no-hitter. I'm in with a no-hitter.
I'll go fact. Yeah, I'll take the no-hitter as well because you can see one of those high-scoring games at any time during the season. In the postseason, no-hitter, I would like to see that.
Highest stakes, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The playoffs are already the anxiety of a no-hitter on top of a playoff game, unless it's 7-0, and then it's like, all right, there's just one. But if it's 1 or 2-0 and there's a no-hitter, forget about it. All right, Cooper Kupp, We know the answer. We'll tell you next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
Elevate your game at Hollywood.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
We got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
Hey, it's corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes, always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast
movies.
I honestly don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
And he added a GIF that also doesn't give me any context. So I haven't seen it,
Dan
haven't
Aykroyd.
heard of it.
Gone Baby Gone. Is that in Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I guess so. I also haven't seen that either.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm happy with my Mystic River. I think everybody had a good pick.
Shutter Island also technically is Boston adjacent because off of Massachusetts. So there's that. It's a good movie too.
All right, so a little bit of an update on the idea that you basically co-signed, Al, that during Ask Slee, somebody asked if I should regrow my Fu Manchu mustache that I wore for the Dodger playoff run a couple of years ago, and you said yes. We've posted it on Twitter, on the station account. I've retweeted it. I saw, Jorge, that you retweeted it as well. My mom, who is making her way down to mine home to see everybody this week, she's listening. She votes against it. But everybody on Twitter is voting for. I haven't gotten one no, and I've gotten dozens of you have to do it.
Because they want the best for you.
People like this
Clearly.
stuff. People like this stuff, and they buy into your stash and everything
It's
else
ready to
could
go.
have an impact on what happens.
It's ready to
here.
go. If I just take, just clean it up around me, I just got to carve it in there.
However, if your mom says no, it's mom talking.
Yeah, I mean,
Mom's words matter a lot.
They absolutely do. But when it comes to this, she gets a vote. She doesn't get the vote.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think
Does
that's
Susan
fair.
have the vote?
No.
Okay.
Not
believe
in
you.
this. Well, it depends on. Look, if they go a really long time, that could create other problems. But if they're out quickly, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. When was the last time you let yours go? Beard, mustache.
A couple years ago. Probably actually 3-4 years ago. I did the beard. I didn't mind it.
Did you still have your hair, or you had the shaved head?
No, I shaved head.
Okay.
Shaved. So I'm basically, just like literally just.
So you
beard.
look like Common.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think there's a lot of other Middle Eastern guys that I could have picked off before Common.
Feel free. It's just Common is the first one that popped into
funny.
my head.
Yeah. So, but it's been years. Yeah, it's been
You
years.
should let it go, man. Let's see. Come on.
Yeah.
November.
The only thing I don't like
Guys
about
all
it.
let it go.
Oh no, I'm like I don't. I patch. Call me patch.
Yeah, that's not a great look.
No, it's not. So I
Right.
can get it here, but
Yeah.
then some spots here, some spots
Yeah, that's
there,
weird.
and
Has that always been the case?
Always.
Yeah, I got a cousin of mine too. That's like it's in like he'll have a random patch, and I'm like, just shave it.
Yeah, no,
just because it's not clean.
Same thing with your head. Like right when you get that patchiness, it's that's the universe saying you're done.
That was Ginobili.
You got to.
All right,
we got to move on.
Gotta go.
Like I appreciate the hustle that you're trying to hold on, but
by the way,
we're done here.
Do you know who was in this boat? Caruso.
Yeah.
How many times were we telling Caruso, just shave the damn head, shave it? Looks so much better.
Absolutely. Travis Slee Show has teamed up with Waba Grill to give away lunch for your office. Listen today during the Waba Grill lunch hour on 710 for the cue to call, and you could be the Waba Grill Workplace of the Week. That's today on 710 ESPN. Thanks to Waba Grill. Waba Grill, eat smart, be healthy. Cooper Kupp's going to play. So, and we got the official word that Cooper Kupp is in.
From Sean McVay.
From Sean McVay. Cooper Kupp is going to play. And think about this.
It's great timing.
DeAndre, you're scared?
There's
2-2.
Yeah. There's kind of two paths through the first 4 games. You can look at this. They're 2-2, and they beat 2 teams that are, somewhere between average to slightly below, and they lost to a below-average team, and they lost to maybe the best team in the league. Mm-hmm. The other way to look at it is, hey, they're 2-2 after 4 games, and Cooper Kupp didn't play a snap. That's incredibly impressive, because if you would have said at the beginning of the season that Cooper Kupp is not going to play until week 5, I think most Rams fans, not knowing what Puka Nacua was about to become, would have said, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Maybe you find a way to beat Indianapolis, and that's about it. But that's not where they are. They're 2-2, and those other 2 games that they lost, they were in them. They had a chance to win both of those games. Add Kupp to what you've already got with Nacua, and I think they got a real chance on Sunday. I don't know if Philly is great or just pretty good. We'll see. But the Rams, with those 2 weapons on offense, it takes a little bit of pressure off of Matthew Stafford that he's got 2 guys to throw to instead of 1. It's a big deal.
The line's going to have to be everything, right, to give Stafford some time to
what DeMarco just said. He goes, look, he's going to get hit.
Yeah, DeMarco is that was one of his big points, but I think we're going to find out a lot about who the Rams are, because I think we have a pretty good idea. Remember, I think earlier in the week, Trav, we were talking to each other about, okay, what are the Rams? Are they exactly what their record's supposed to be? Probably. Are they lean more towards, nah, they're not as good as 2-2? You can make that case that they're not as good as 2-2. I think we're all set on that. But you got a matchup coming up this weekend against an Eagles team that also hasn't looked all that impressive. They're 4-0. But it's not like they're not doing what the 49ers are doing against a lot of other teams. They've been okay. That the Eagles are winning their games, but it's a winnable game. You're not walking into this game the same way that you're walking into that Niners matchup saying, well, how much are you going to lose by? And I'm not telling you that the Eagles are not going to win, but you're going to get one of the best players in all of football back in your lineup, and what that's going to be able to do. We're going to find out a lot about the Rams this weekend. By the way, I think we're going to find out a little bit about the Eagles as well. If the Rams are in this game, it's a close game in the fourth quarter, and whatever happens with the result, I think we know that the Rams are going to hang around pretty much the entire season. If they fall to 2-3 and they get their asses kicked with Cooper Kupp, I think there's also a little bit of, okay, we know what they are.
There's 3 outcomes. They beat the Eagles, and it's like, let's go. Right?
Look out for the Rams.
Let's go, especially if Kupp looks good, right? If they win that game and Kupp has an impact, it's a, hey, let's go. Bring on the Steelers. Bring on the Cardinals. Let's go. Let's start stacking wins, and that 7, 8, 9 range becomes the floor as opposed to the ceiling.
And they might be contenders instead of being just hopefuls for the playoffs.
Right. If the Niner game is the result, you're in it, but were you ever really going to win it? No. Then we're 7, 8, 9. Catch a break, it's 9.
You're lucky if you get to the wild card, and then you're probably going to get bounced.
Exactly right. And you'd have to catch a break to get to 8 or 9. Get housed, and I think we're back to where it's 6, 7, 8. It makes a huge difference in what happens, because the Eagles are good. Maybe they're not NFC champion good the way they are a year ago. We'll see. Long way to go.
But they're NFC contender good.
Absolutely.
They're one of the few teams that there's the Niners. There's
everybody else.
Eagles, Cowboys,
and then you could kind of, all right, what happens from there?
I'm excited because Stafford. This is the disconnect. You look at Stafford's numbers, you're like, he's only thrown 2 touchdown passes through 4 games.
Yeah, he's only thrown 2.
He's thrown 2. He's thrown 4 interceptions.
But they've gotten there, and they've had Kyron has had 4 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, his numbers do not reflect how good he's been. He is the fantasy numbers. You're going to be disappointed if you're watching him play football.
Yeah,
he's been terrific, and if he can if they can keep him in one piece, if they don't get that hip smacked again, they're going to be in pretty good shape.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he throws a pick or so, because that's what happens when he's being.
But he's got to throw
Matthew
some
Stafford.
interceptions too,
Yes.
right? Or some touchdowns, I should say.
Exactly.
What's your game plan on Sunday? What's it looking like? Time you get in there.
So
you
on the air at 11.
Yeah.
Right. So I usually get to HPC around 9:30.
Okay.
Take my walk over to SoFi, where inevitably I will run into one or two people, which I always enjoy. Get a chance to chat a little bit. And then I go to the press box.
Do you walk through the tailgates and just like, hey, I'm Travis Rogers,
No.
give me a drink and a beer? And,
They're slightly out of the way. If somebody wanted to invite me to one, I'd certainly show up.
Yeah, just hit Travis up on Twitter and
absolutely
stop by a couple tailgates.
I will come through your tailgate as long as it's.
I will eat your food.
On my
That's what you
route.
should have said.
That's the only reason I want to be invited.
Yeah.
Then I go to the press box and I get a cup of coffee, stick a can of coffee in my bag, a couple of bottles of water.
Just a quick question, if I can interrupt. Espresso machine. How's it?
It was working.
It's been consistent
this
this
year.
year?
Home game so far this year. This is only the second home game of the season.
Preseason.
We do them from here.
That's right. You guys don't go down there.
So this is only my second.
So
trip
right
so far
now, the espresso machine is 1-0.
It is.
Okay, so it has come through.
They also have, and while the espresso machine is money.
And the Mountain Dew is always great.
The Mountain Dew is always
Emily,
great.
those aluminum cups are money, too.
Keep it nice and cold.
They really
the Cheetos were plentiful. It was great.
Okay, do I have an idea
M&Ms?
here? You have some to-go coffee? Is that what you got?
They
You
have
got cans?
canned Starbucks Nitro. And the best part is...
By the way, that's crack.
It's unbelievable. And it's
The
black.
Nitro one?
It's black. It's not one of those really sweet ones.
Flavored ones.
They have those
They
too.
do have those. That's
They
just
have
what
those
I
too.
get.
But they have black Nitro cold
Yeah.
brew coffee in cans. It's terrific.
Doing some damage before the pregame show?
I put one in my bag and walked down to the set.
Damn right you do.
Yeah.
One thing that is not great, though, is that one of the offensive linemen has already been ruled out. So Joe Noteboom has been ruled out for Sunday.
Okay. That's not good for depth. That doesn't necessarily kill them as far as their starting five. Because Kevin Dotson slid in at that right guard spot last week and was terrific. Right? You got A.J. Jackson back at left tackle, presumably, and he held it down through the first 3 weeks of the season. So they've got an opportunity here.
Love those espresso machines.
They're so good.
So good.
What do you get?
Usually I'll just give me a...
That's the right answer.
Freaking...
Double?
Oh, yeah, you got to do double.
Yeah, double.
Yeah, just give me I want to walk out of there like Jorge was just doing, a little bit of this.
Shaking.
Yeah.
You know? Like at 9:30 in the morning, that's perfect too, going into the pregame.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
And then you put the can in your bag, a couple of bottles of Aquafina. Let's go.
You start jogging?
No.
You start running?
No, of
I
course
could see you
not.
sprinting.
Of course not. All right.
Well,
Dodgers
Steph sprinting
open up
around the
on
SoFi.
Saturday as well, and my anxiety has come down until I read you some of these things.
Okay.
That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
We got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
Hey, it's Corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes. Always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the
Oh,
league.
yeah. And it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with a little like spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it. We'll see you out there.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
We got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
All right, Travis and Sliwa Show has teamed up with Waba Grill to give away lunch for your office. Listen today during the Waba Grill lunch hour on 710 for the cue to call, and you could be the Waba Grill Workplace of the Week. That's today on 710 ESPN. Of course, thank you to our great partner, Waba Grill. Waba Grill, eat smart, be healthy.
So we have an update on whether or not I should rally Fu Manchu for the Dodger playoff run. Susan, apparently, she's off today. I forgot. And occasionally when she's off, she'll listen.
Okay.
And so she's weighed in.
Hi, Susan.
She's like, no way, Jose.
You ready? I'm just going to read these. Please, no. Please, no. 5 exclamation points. Just no, 3 exclamation points. Followed by, it's bad for your luck. No, please. How will we ever go out to dinner? I have to live with you in this community.
Well, get to the moat.
Huh.
Yeah, that's.
I think she's on the fence.
But you said it was up to you, right?
It is.
I think she's not 100%. I think that is. I feel a middle ground there.
Say, I'm not a put my foot down guy. That's not my vibe. It's not my deal at all. But if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. And I think I kind of want to do it now. I'm getting,
people have spoken.
I think right. The people want it, and I feel like I need to give it to them along the way. All right. The Dodgers need to win on Saturday. If they win game 1, we're cool. If they win comfortably, we're super cool. Because
it's Arizona's best shot.
Here's what I worry about. Corbin Carroll is a really good player. He's a new guy, right? He just got here, but he's really good. You might not know his name, but that doesn't mean that he's not a huge problem. And he's not going to hit tape measure home runs. He can hit home runs, but if he gets on base, he's going to be on second base a pitch or 2 later. He might be on third base a pitch or 2 after that. He can really – the Dodgers do not defend the steal well. Nobody in baseball defends the steal well anymore with the new rules. Christian Walker pounds Clayton Kershaw. Like, really gives him – he's hit 5 – nobody hits 5 home runs off of Clayton Kershaw. Christian Walker has. These are the 2 guys in the lineup that are incredibly dangerous. You got Montero, who's a nice player.
Yeah.
You've got Jones, who's a nice player. I think it's Alec Jones. You've got these guys that are good, but if you keep Carroll off base and you keep Walker in the ballpark, they don't have enough firepower to beat you. You've got Mookie, Freddie, Will Smith, JD, Max Muncy, and there's your top 5. Those guys are all 30 home run guys, with the exception of Freeman. Then you get down there, you got Outman, you've got Peralta, you've got a Hayward, whoever you might have in the outfield on any given day, whoever you have at second base on any given night. You have offense deep in your lineup that they simply don't have. Keep those 2 guys in the ballpark and off the bases. I'm feeling better about it.
It's the most dangerous game of the series.
No doubt.
And because I think for a couple of reasons. If you're Arizona, you're feeling good about making the playoffs. And if you're Arizona, you're feeling good about winning 2 in Milwaukee. You didn't have to go a 3rd game. You went and swept 2 from the Brewers. You're feeling your best right now. And your confidence is probably going to be as high as it can possibly be right now. If you're the Dodgers, you just basically took 1 week off of baseball. Mm-hmm. It's going to take a second to get that engine going. You got the momentum that's in with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Tomorrow's an interesting one because I think if you can steal one, You're the Arizona Diamondbacks. If there's a game to steal,
Slee,
it is tomorrow.
Slee,
and let me add,
you're spot on.
Let me add this to it too. There's a little bit of that. If that momentum just continues to build, now you're going into game 2 with house money. Like, there's a lot of things that I think, because of the way the playoffs are set up right now and how young Arizona is. But if the Dodgers just handle business tomorrow, I think that momentum is all gone, and now it's just a matter of how many games it's going to be before the Dodgers.
I think they're going to win tomorrow. I really do. Let's play the opposite. Okay. What do you guys think the mood is going to be like there Monday night if the Dodgers lose on Saturday? You got a kid, Bobby Miller's taking the ball. Now, granted, he's your best pitcher, so you feel good about that. But
by the way, it's kind of funny. I don't even when you set it up that way, I still think he's going to do great on Monday.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. And I don't suspect he's going to be the issue, but the Dodgers didn't lose last year because their pitching faltered. They lost because they didn't get hits when you needed to get hits. They got hits because they played super tight. Mm-hmm.
You're saying on Monday, if they lose, how tight they would be?
How tight everybody would be.
Sure.
I don't think – I mean, Bobby Miller's not going to be necessarily tight. He's going to be amped. He's going to be peaking. But if they win, hey, we're in a good spot. You come in – and even if you dropped game 2, I still feel like you're in a pretty good spot.
1-1 going to Arizona?
I don't – this part I don't get. I've heard this a couple of times. Hey, you don't want to play a division opponent in this situation. Why? Well, they know your weaknesses. Okay, then why can't they beat you during the regular season? If they're so good at scouting your weaknesses and they see you play 13
I don't
or
get
16,
that one either.
I don't understand that
sense.
idea that, well, they know you really well. Well, you know them really well, so it's a push. And they don't beat you. The Dodgers won 8 of the 13 meetings. They decisively – you take out that opening – they played them 7 times in the first 10 games of the season.
Okay.
The Diamondbacks won most of their games in the
early
season.
on.
In the early on. The Dodgers, it's the first week of the season. It's the most meaningless stretch of the season. When it mattered a little more, when the Diamondbacks were pushing hard to get in, when the Dodgers were starting to extend their lead, they killed them.
What the Dodgers never had last postseason was real momentum. Because even,
That's a great point.
You talk about that game 1. By the time game 1 was done with the Padres actually probably weren't feeling all that awful. They're like, hey, we hung in the game. We went down 5-0. We ended up making it 5-3. And then the Dodgers lost 3 games in a row after that. They never got momentum. You can't allow Arizona to build momentum early on. And that momentum could carry on.
Counterpoint to the Fu Manchu.
Okay.
Mello on Twitter in the Travis and Slee community. Join the Travis and Sliwa community if you haven't done it already. I will counter your mother. I'll hook you up with a cold one at my job tomorrow. Mello and I met at a Dodger game. Mello runs a beer stand at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So, I mean, that's powerful argument.
I did not know.
Yeah, we'll go together, Jorge.
I'm down.
It just sounds fun. I will counter your mother. He's going after your mom or something.
It's just like they want this. We'll see. Should I video it? If I take it down, do I make a video, Jorge? Do I need proper lighting?
I'll help you out.
Take your shirt off.
I don't need it. I'll shave it myself.
Listen. No, just let me finish. Take your shirt off.
Okay.
Get in the shower.
Oh, yeah. Good idea, Slee.
Have one of those hand mirrors.
Uh-huh.
The ones that don't fog, though. They make mirrors that don't fog anymore.
Those never work.
I was just God.
Do you have one that works?
Listen.
Dog, I have one.
No, listen. Today, I'm going to use this morning as a perfect example. I'm just staring at this damn mirror. I'm like, how many of these do I have to buy where they tell me it's not going to fog?
They don't work.
Can you send us a link?
Do you have one that works?
I got it as a gift, so I don't know what. But
they never work.
They never work.
Dude, I have one.
And there's something you're supposed to do once they do fog to I guess get them back.
Wet it.
Yeah,
Put it in water.
But the whole
it's like alcohol. Something I don't know.
That's the same as a fog mirror. If it fogs, wipe the fog off. It's the same thing as the no fog mirror.
I'm going to hallucinate with this thing.
They're the worst. They don't work.
Half the time, I'm like, what am I, shaving my chin or my sideburn? I can't even tell. I can't see.
They're so worthless that I've just completely punted on the idea of doing it in the shower. Like, I just wait till I get out of the shower and I do it in the bathroom mirror because they suck.
They suck.
Bothers me. Kevin Pelton says that the Lakers are going to win 41 games this year. 41 and a half.
That's so good because I guarantee you there's so many dudes listening right now saying, what the hell is going on here? How many of these do we have to purchase before
you know what it is?
we just stop buying them?
So this is not my joke. I think it's a Jerry Seinfeld thing. There's an entire category of gifts for men that are just ridiculous and stupid.
Like what?
We got one yesterday in the text thread.
You did? What?
You saw that
which one was it?
The underwear one.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's a different text thread. I forgot about that. But like, for instance, the pen holder, golf ball organizer, something like nobody needs that.
Yeah, so what do you want? So if I'm so I always struggle to get something for my dad. I think I've done better over the years getting him something that he actually, so like this past year, I got him a CD of
Perfect.
A CD that I loved, and I was like, I want to share my love of this with you, so I got it for him.
We just want mirrors that don't fog.
So, it's always like ties, socks.
Nope.
So what do you want?
What's your dad like to do?
My dad likes to go kayaking. I got him a bunch of kayaking things.
Okay.
He likes to wear... like stunt shirts. That was like, I'm a teacher and I love kayaking and I have 4 daughters. Don't mess with me. Like he likes wearing
graphic
that.
tees.
Yes, and he also likes girl dad stuff.
Okay.
So I get him that often, and he wears it all the time.
There you go.
But
does he read?
He reads specific kinds of books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Books.
Yeah.
Like you don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be the dad thing. Like for instance, my kids roll their eyes at me when it's Father's Day, birthday, Christmas, whatever. Dad, what do you want? And don't say golf balls. I want golf balls. I want golf balls. You go through them, you lose them, they go in the water, they get scuffed up. I want golf balls. It's not super complicated.
Yeah, what do you want?
But do you want something in addition to that? Like, but if it's something that's thoughtful. So but if they got golf balls and a really nice knife for cooking,
great.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
great.
That's
great.
Why didn't you say knife?
Because a nice knife is like $300.
Exactly. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
they all go in. All go in together.
Just trying or older, so we kind of try to go together on bigger things.
You're right, and you go into those things, but just a box of golf balls, not super. But the fogless mirror is a perfect example of a dad gift that doesn't work, and it's going to be in the back of the closet or in the trash can in 2 weeks.
What about a nice...
Mine's not in the trash can. Mine's in the shower with fog all over it.
Why do you keep trying?
I don't give up.
What do you guys...
I have to keep watering it. Like
you gotta put oil on it because it repels the water from it.
But then I look greasy.
Now I have olive oil in there.
It's avocado oil.
Slee's got garlic flavored olive oil in the shower.
I'm spraying it. She's like, what the hell are you doing?
It's Pam.
I talked to Jorge. I talked to Jorge. He told me to bring the oil in.
That's terrific.
What about
Castrol.
like one of those like, what do you guys call your accessory bag for, like,
shaving kit?
Shaving kit. No, but, like, the bag you put it in, you call it a shaving kit as well.
Yeah.
Do you have one that you've had forever, or do you like to get new ones?
So, this is such a good question. This is my...
Yeah, she's thoughtful.
I have one I've had for a very long time, and it probably costs $10. But because it's made out of virtually indestructible plastic. Okay,
gotcha.
I've been given really nice ones that are
like
kind of
leather
monograms. Yes.
What are you putting in? You're putting toothpaste. You're putting deodorant. You're putting hair stuff. You're putting
lotion.
It's going to get gross
Razors.
in there. It's impossible for it not to get gross. I don't need something nice. I need something that lasts forever and ever.
Put an apple in there.
So I have a lined one that's lined with you can easily clean it off. So like when my makeup or my toothpaste or whatever gets in there, like I can easily wipe it off, and it's perfect. But it's not that expensive. It was $30.
That's what I'm saying. The practical dads, at least this dad, would much rather have something that I can use than something that is pretty. You know, I like cool. It's leather and it's got my initials on it. That's cool. But my toothpaste is going to be down the side of that thing the first time I use it. Less cool.
Everyone agrees with us.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees. Everybody's basically saying, listen, if anyone finds a mirror that doesn't fog, let us know. Big E just tweeted it. Nobody knows of one.
My parents also nowadays, I often will get them to like a gift card to their favorite restaurant that I know.
Great
because
gift.
it's essentially me taking them out to dinner, but I can't physically do it for them.
Great gift.
Because my sisters do that too.
They should put you on the phone, on the table, a little FaceTime. Hey, enjoy your dinner.
Yeah, of
Buy
course.
them a bottle. You know what? I called the
They
restaurant.
send me a photo of it, you know? Yeah.
Have a second app.
Yeah.
It's on me.
Yeah, go on Raya.
Yeah, Raya in Fredericksburg, Virginia.
That bad?
And it's just that there's no people of the same quality that LA has.
Not a lot of notorious people.
Yeah, not a lot of notoriety. But if we went to DC, I would want
Heavy
that
hitters.
Raya because, yeah, we're not going to get into that.
A lot of pseudonyms, I bet, right?
Yeah,
a lot of nom de plumes, as they like to say. All right, 41.
41?
At least one person sent the over-under on Laker wins this season at 41. Why does that matter? That's next. It's Trav and Slee, 710 ESPN.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
We got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
Hey, it's corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes. Always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with the little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it. We'll see you out there.
Hey, it's corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes. Always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with the little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it.
Hey, it's corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes. Always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino.
You ready for this, Jorge? I got a text from my buddy Josh.
Okay.
Who was listening. And he says, your guy Jorge saying the place to meet a girl at Acapulco and Downey has me dying. #Sucio.
He's not wrong.
So you had to kind of walk me through this. That just mean like, what does that mean exactly?
I mean, it's a place to find somebody to hook up. So it's
okay.
It's kind of. Let me put it to you this way: it's kind of Sucio is kind of saying like, hey, that's what she said, kind of thing.
Okay.
Just it's calling me a little dirty.
Okay.
But I'll take it. I'm good.
Yeah, you're not offended?
Of course not.
Okay, good.
Not fighting. He's not fighting back.
Josh, I think you and Josh get along really well. I think you guys have a lot of common. I'm just putting that out there. All right, Slee. So the Lakers 41.5.
41
is the over-under number that Kevin Pelton put on the Lakers this season. That's a 500 team. 82 games, 41 means you win half, you lose half. Lakers were Western Conference Finals. They bringing back almost the same team, only with some much more accomplished role players along the way. They're not going to have to dig themselves out of the hole that they put themselves in last year. The number seems oddly low to me.
Yeah, and it's one of those where it's based on all these different projections. It's an estimate.
It's a lot of stats, a lot of nerd talk.
A lot of stats. So I will say this. I'm not paying too close attention to the win total, but I think you had mentioned something. You had said that, okay, going into this year, it's LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't the goal just get to the playoffs and be healthy? Because we've said that for so many years. We keep saying, okay, just get in the playoffs and you can figure it out when you're there.
The 2 years they've had those two guys, they've won a title and they went to the Western Conference Championship. The 3 years that hasn't been true, they were dead in the way. They either didn't make it or they were a quick out
in the first round because AD got hurt, so he wasn't healthy.
It's not like a mysterious theory. It's been born to be true.
I think in most years, especially with LeBron and Anthony Davis, I've leaned more towards, guys, just be healthy and get in. And last year, they were healthy at the right time. They did just kind of get in. Remember, they had to play the play-in game. That play-in game had to go in overtime. Wasn't AD fouled Mike Conley in the corner or something like that? It was one of those. Game go to overtime. And they eventually ended up with a 7 seed, and the seed did not hurt them, right? Beat Memphis, beat Golden State.
An easier path,
yeah,
you might say.
Frankly, you're right.
Might have had, you're right.
You can't count on that every year, obviously.
But you can make the case however you want to look at it. They got a little fortunate with that. I don't think this year. I think the seeding matters. I think you got to get one of those top 4 seeds. The one thing I don't want to see from the Lakers, which is I feel like we've seen it every single year, it's like a mad scramble at the end just to get in. And you're facing the final month of the year where every game matters, and you have to look at everybody else in the standings. And, okay, are they going to be in the play-in tournament? Are they not going to be in the play-in tournament? There are other teams that get to get it. The Denver Nuggets is a good example. And I'm not saying you got to have the best record in the West. They took their foot off the gas at the end of the year. They got to pace themselves. They got to kind of relax.
For AD and LeBron.
They got to relax at the end. Bron and AD were playing 35, 40 minutes plus and going into overtime games at the end because they were just trying to get in.
Yeah, it's not saying necessarily they need to miss games, but it's just they don't have to play 40 minutes a night.
It's almost more, it's a luxury than a necessity. It's been a necessity for the Lakers, depending on the standings and the win totals.
For me, I don't think it makes a huge difference. I still come back to where you started out. That, look, would I rather be the 2nd seed than the 7th seed? Of course. Would I rather be at home than on the road? Of course. Would I rather be able to rest my guys than not? Of course. But I don't think that with this particular team and this group of guys and the experience that your 2 best guys have, and even now Austin Reeves has a little bit of experience, and Gabe Vincent obviously has lots of postseason experience.
Rui just had a playoff run.
Right.
Vanderbilt, D'Angelo.
You've got some stuff that if what it means is we got to be incredibly strategic over the course of an 82-game season, and there was the result of that strategy is 41 or 43 or 4 wins or whatever. It doesn't have to be exactly 41, but somewhere in that, you're 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. But LeBron and AD are fresh. LeBron, and you don't have to. And again, I think there's a big difference between being, 7, 8, 9, 10 and being, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10 means you have to. Your entire season is on the line potentially in one night. Always, right?
The whole way.
And so now going down the stretch, I got to fight like hell to get out of that spot. Mm-hmm. But if you can float around the 4, 5, 6, I think that's about what you're looking for. Give me 4, 5, 6. Give me as healthy as possible AD and LeBron James, and let's go. And if that means that I got to punt on a handful of games and 2 is in reach, but I'm going to punt on it, or 3's in reach, I'm going to punt on it and end up in 5 or 6, I think I'm going to punt on those games.
Top 4 to me is reasonable. I think they have the talent to be top 4. I think you don't have to have your foot on the gas the entire time to be in the top 4. Trav, they're going to be strategic either way.
I think so too.
We all watched that video yesterday, LeBron, somebody saying oldest player. Can we stop for a quick second? Think of the oldest player in the league in every sport. They're not averaging 28 a game, and they're not, almost a triple-double. And
except Tom Brady at the end, but he's Tom Brady.
Right. Playing 40 minutes a game, and there's... I don't know what LeBron's going to be this year. I can guess. I could just use the history that we've had in the past. But they have so many players now, and I think in the past, Bron and Anthony Davis had to play X amount of minutes a game for you to have a chance to win. I don't think they're in that boat this year. I still think they're going to be able to accomplish being strategic with those 2 players, not at the same time, but one of them at a time. I mean, AD is going to have to be the one that you're really trying to play more and still win games and still be top 4. They have the talent to do it. They're not going to start out 2-10. They don't have the Russell Westbrook issue that they had last year. They just were in such a hole by the time last season, you're 2 weeks in or 3 weeks, a month into last season. I don't think they're going to have that issue.
Yeah, I think that it's going to take care of itself organically. But if they have to make a choice between, hey, let's try to get a better seed or let's get a little healthier, I would just want them to choose the health.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's something that I think for everybody, we understand that circumstance. I think the only thing that you just mentioned that's the most important thing, you don't want to be 7 through 10.
No.
So just make sure that you're not dealing with that.
2 bad nights in a row and you're donezo.
Yeah, and if you're
skip that.
If you're 5th and you're facing Golden State in the first round, okay,
yeah, then you're facing Golden State in the first
yeah.
round. That with LeBron and AD and the rest of the, I don't care who I play in which order I play them in. I'm going to take my chances with those guys at their best. What's up, Em?
All right, so both Bob Nightingale and Alden Gonzalez are reporting that Angels assistant GM Alex Tammon has been let go, but that Perry Manassian, as of right now, will remain with the team.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
No. I'm just saying. I'm not
Why are
talking
you mad
about
at her?
I'm not mad at
what
her.
What did she do wrong?
Nothing. I'm mad at this idea that the Angels think that moving around pieces like that matters. I'm mad at the idea of them thinking that the assistant general manager is the reason that they missed the playoffs for the 11th year in a row.
Yep.
I'm mad at them for thinking that the what's his name again, Em? The assistant GM?
Alex Tammon.
That Alex Tammon is the reason that Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani never played in a playoff game together. That Mike Trout has never won a playoff game. That he's only played in 3 in 11 years. That he makes $8 trillion for the next 7 years and he plays in 80 games. That's not Alex Tammon's fault. The problem is at the very top. And until the very top is fixed or changed or whatever, none of the shuffling of the assistant GMs, the head GM, the manager, none of this stuff matters.
Here are the Angels. The engine's not working properly, and they just shampooed the carpet in the back.
Only the back. They didn't even get the floor mats in the front.
The car is not starting, and they changed the windshield wipers. Literally, the engine cannot. The problem is the engine. They're like, awesome. You know what? The power lock, the power windows, we're going to make them faster.
You have a flat tire, but you took out the spare.
It's insane, and it's frustrating because I love watching the best players play. I love watching Ohtani do his thing. I love watching Mike Trout. You know, I know that the last couple of years haven't been great for him. He's one of the best players I've ever seen in my entire life. I've been watching Major League Baseball for the better part of 40 years. Yeah. He's one of the very best I've ever seen. And
you and Mace always say that is.
You know how many important games I've seen him play? 0. Because the only playoff games he played in was the division series a million years ago against Kansas City Royals. They got swept. It was like it was over before it even started.
Yeah.
And the one game that was kind of juicy, he was playing for his country against his teammate who was playing for his country. And they're on the meme. What if these two guys were on the same team? Well, they were for 6 years and they got nothing. So changing the assistant GM it's just frustrating.
You shouldn't get frustrated. It just all plays to the script. Like
I know.
You know what I'm saying? That
you're right. But it's still
that
frustrating.
If it was a different team, if it was the Dodgers or something like that, I'd be like, what? No, this just falls.
You're right.
Perfectly in line what the Angels are. Did you see that, by the way?
I was just going to ask you about Shohei.
Yeah.
In Boston.
Yeah.
That John Heyman was saying he's hearing Boston whispers. That would be fine if multiple people were whispering. I've talked to
Red Sox loom as a real threat to sign Shohei.
Let's talk
Ohtani.
about this when we come back. Okay. Because Beto just texted me. I know he's listening, so I want to talk about Shohei.
Sure. Yeah,
so we'll do that mostly. But I don't think anybody knows anything about this man. Full stop. Everything is just a guess. That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
And yes, on 710 ESPN, it is that time.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire office full of lunch from Waba Grill. You're going to want to listen for your cue to call tomorrow. You got a chance to feed the entire office these unbelievable Boom Boom tacos.
All right, we got the Boom Boom tacos. We got some ribeye. We got some chicken. We got some shrimp.
I'm making it sound like I cooked them myself. Unbelievable tacos.
All right, you can visit wabagrill.com. You can order online. Just go on in, get yourself some of these tacos. Visit your local Waba Grill location. Of course, walk right in. Of course, you can order online for delivery or pickup. Waba Grill, right? Eat smart, be healthy.
Hey, it's Corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes. Always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with a little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it. We'll see you out there.
So Al and I are teaming up for your chance to win an entire
Sliwa on 710 ESPN.
All right, we have our Waba Grill Lunch Hour winner of the week. It is Mike Nystrom from Irvine. Congratulations, Mike. How you feeling?
I'm doing great, Travis. I'm really looking forward to having the Waba Grill.
You got it. Where do you work, Mike?
I'm with the executive board at Northwood High School in Irvine.
Awesome.
Well, we play you in some games, Mike. I'm a Dan Hill's parent, so
Here we go.
I like you, but a little bit less than I did a second ago.
Yeah, we have our game tonight, but but our team's done pretty well the last couple of years.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Mike. You are caller number 7. You win this week's Waba Grill Workplace of the Week. You win Waba Grill for your office. Thanks for listening during the Waba Grill lunch hour on 710. Mike Nystrom from Irvine. Congratulations.
All right, Waba Grill is
tacos.
Yeah,
there you go.
Get the dumplings. Don't forget those. Those are terrific.
Yep.
By the way, you lost
good.
your
Thank you,
buddy. You lost your invitation. For all you know, he was going to invite you to this this free lunch, and now you're throwing out this rivalry stuff.
I'm a Dana Hills Dolphin guy. What can I tell you?
All right, Waba Grill is all about giving
And
you
an Apache.
fresh, grill-to-order menu items at a great value. Stop by today. How about this? A value bowl and a taco combo for only $8.59. Grilled chicken mini bowl, their new Boom Boom taco, and a drink for only $8.59. Get yours today. Order ahead at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, eat smart, be healthy.
So one of our new interns, his father is an Arcadia Apache like myself. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah, right. So we're adding a Apache offspring to the crew here at 710.
Up to 2.
Yeah, we got at least 2. And Joseph has Arcadia Apache connections.
Up to 3.
Yeah, so we're growing the brand. We're growing the brand.
I have
I
7.
used to coach a little girl that was going to go to Arcadia. She's
4.
in the district, so
There you go.
there you go.
I have 7 people that went to Granite Hills High School here. 7.
I know a lot of Granite Hills Eagles.
I know.
I've got deep roots in the El Cajon
Yeah, you
area.
do.
You are just the latest branch on my El Cajon tree. I already have one.
By the way, 6-0.
Nice.
The football team, number 4 in the county.
Wow.
They
got good football down there, too.
Well, I was going to say, this keeps going down to, and who they play 2 weeks? Helix.
Oh.
Helix is number 3 in the county.
3 most famous alumni from Helix High School.
Reggie Bush.
That's one.
What's
basketball player. Big red-headed basketball player from San Diego. Easy one. Big 7-footer. Bill Walton.
Oh, yeah, that's
Bill
right. Bill
Walton
Walton
went to Helix High School.
And then
Rich Hart, Big West Player of the Year, UC Santa Barbara, 1993.
No, that's not the other one. That's not the other one.
That's number 3.
Alex Smith, right? He was
I have
quarterback
no idea.
with Reggie Bush.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think they played together.
I don't know the answer to that. He could be. I just wanted to give my boy Rich Har a shout
I really
out.
thought that's what you were saying over there.
No, Rich Har is the answer to that question. So Ohtani.
Yeah, Alex Smith did go to
There you go.
Helix.
Four most famous Helix. They're like the Highlanders or something like that.
They always have a.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good. All right. So John Heyman, pretty plugged in guy in Major League Baseball circles, said that Shohei Ohtani and the Red Sox are being linked more and more. Let me just throw this out there. I did not hear this from John Heyman, but through people that I talk to in these universes
Who know things.
I've heard the Red Sox before too. And one of the reasons that the Red Sox have been kind of floated out there is that Shohei Ohtani recently became a New Balance athlete.
Yep.
That New Balance pays Shohei Ohtani a fortune to rep their brand. Cool.
By the way, in Japan, every other ad was New Balance with Shohei.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah. So there you go.
In Tokyo.
New Balance is based in Boston. It's a Boston-based company. So it's a piece of the puzzle that fits. The Red Sox are a competitive team more often than not. They just made a change at general manager.
Yeah. And a great historic franchise.
It's a blue chip brand.
It's a blue chip brand.
Yeah. Yep. The Boston Red Sox are a blue chip
Fenway
brand.
Park, the division that they're in. He's going to hit.
It makes some sense. Here's the problem with that. You could make the same case why it works for the Dodgers. You could make the same case for why it works for the Giants. You can make a case for why it works for the Seattle Mariners. You can even make a case why it works in the for the Texas Rangers, right? Nobody has heard a word come out of his mouth. Like other than, and by the way, we keep talking about, well, we know he wants to win. And we did. It was 2 years ago, Al. We really haven't heard anything other than
last offseason too, right?
But it was
something not as aggressive.
It was the same. I want to, winning is a priority for me.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We don't know jack squat about what this guy wants because he doesn't talk. He doesn't really need to. There's obviously a cultural barrier to some of this stuff.
But he's not openly also communicating.
Quite the opposite. He is actively not communicating.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether that's for reasons or just a straight choice, we know. So all of this stuff, I think we could come up with a list of where they're the most likely, but I think everybody is just guessing at this point, and especially because the team that A, I would like to see him end up on, and B, the team that made the most sense for him to end up on, in my opinion, is the team that would be most strategic because of the arm injury and say, listen, we got to talk about something different. There was offer A, pre-arm injury, we have offer B post-arm injury, and that's the Dodgers. That what felt like the leader in the clubhouse doesn't necessarily.
Well, that's what I was
going
to ask you. So I think if I asked you this question a couple of months ago, hey, Trev, of all the teams that are out there, how do you feel? And by the way, this wasn't just how do you feel. There were also a lot of reports out there talking about how, hey, it seems like the Dodgers are the front runner. That's at least a couple of months ago. That's what it seemed like.
Sure.
How much has that changed over the course of a couple months? Part of it to do with his arm.
Some.
Part of it has to do with his elbow. Part of it to do with his the potential other teams that are in play. How much has that changed for you?
Some. I don't know if it goes from I really think it's going to happen to it's never going to happen, but it goes from I really think it's going to happen to now there's variables. Because if let's just use round numbers. If the Dodgers were going to offer him $500 million to do both, I'm not so sure they're going to offer him $500 million to do one and maybe come back and do the second thing. There's no guarantee that the double Tommy John surgery works, right? The data is really limited. Only a handful of guys have tried to do this, and it's been very mixed results. So who knows? Somebody will offer the full price for one. And that's where it gets interesting. That if, and again, the Mariners come in and say, remember that $500 million we were going to offer you? We're still going to offer you $500 million. The Angels, hey, remember that $500 million we offered you before you got hurt? Still on the table right here. I think that's where it gets dicier because you've heard me say it a lot of time. It's a point of frustration occasionally. The Dodgers really don't make bad deals. Now, they may make a bad baseball deal in this sense where Ohtani never comes back and pitches like that. But Ohtani's such a good business deal that
there's an exception to the rule.
Right. Mm-hmm. That it may be, just give it to him anyway because we're going to make it all back because Sliwa saw all the ads in Japan, right? Just saying that whatever we don't get done on the field, we're going to make up in the business.
Funny, I remember when the injury first came out, we thought at the time, I remember Michael was sitting here as well, that it's not going to affect the bottom line. If they were going to offer, like you said, let's use round numbers, if they were going to offer $1 before, they're not going to offer 75 cents now.
Yeah.
But now you feel a little bit different about that. That some of these teams might say, look.
Some teams will. And
75 cents is the best we can offer.
What injury does is it brings the less likely teams back into the mix more. That if this was a two-horse race between the Dodgers and the Mets, okay, now the Padres or the Mariners or the Giants or the Rangers are more in it because they can maybe do the thing that the Dodgers were willing to do, and now they're not. I'll give you all of it to do just one thing, or one thing and hope.
It's the only shot they have again. Them.
Right. That's the crack in the. Or Ohtani could have picked out the Philadelphia Phillies 2 years ago, and nobody knows anything, and he ends up in Philadelphia because he hasn't said a word to anybody in 6 seasons.
Because he likes cheese sticks.
Yeah,
he's a huge cheesesteak guy.
He likes the crack in the bell.
Yep.
I want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like
he loves the fanatic.
He loves the fanatic.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who knows what it is? We don't know anything about the dude. And I think that's both interesting and it would scare the living daylights out of me if I were bringing him in because I don't know what this guy's about.
Do a good cheesesteak right now.
Whiz?
Yeah.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Are you a Whiz or provolone, Em?
I prefer provolone if I'm ever anywhere outside of Philly. If I'm in Philly, I'm going to do it the way they want it to. But if I'm anywhere outside of it,
Well, Whiz is kind of one you can do it like it's cool with, it's cool without. It's kind of like Whiz is really, really
But
gross.
I tend to go provolone. And you know what's nice too? I know it's not like the super authentic way if you go to Philly, but if you add some little, I don't know, like some onion
sure.
crust or whatever it's called, French onion.
Oh, the little crunchy onions.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so if you add that on top of it too, makes it really good.
Okay.
Place in Burbank, Philly's best.
And the grilled
Philly's
onions
best.
that go in there?
Grilled onions. So you have the grilled onions, grilled peppers, you got the steak, obviously, and then you have the provolone, and then add a little crunchy onion on the top. Try it if you make it at home.
Here's the problem with the Whiz. It's such a mess.
Yeah.
Like it's already
That's
a messy
why I eat it when I'm
sandwich
driving or in bed.
That sandwich is already so soupy, right?
It's a sandwich you kind of eat from the side,
Yeah.
kind of too. You do it kind
Like
of
a taco.
wrap it all around. Yeah,
Yeah,
a little bit.
the Whiz is everywhere. You can't control the Whiz, Slee. You knew that already. The Dump is coming up next.
Oh, great segue.
710 ESPN. Hey, if you get hurt in an accident, call Sweet James. 1-800-9-million. 1-800-900-0000. Think of it like this. There are major leaguers, right? There are guys in the NBA, there are guys in the NFL, and there are lots of guys. There are only a handful of all-stars. There's only one or maybe two MVPs in these sports. That's what you want when you need it the most, right? You don't need somebody that does it. You need somebody that does it better than everybody else. That's Sweet James. That's the guy that wins 98% of the time when it goes to trial. That's the guy that they know not to mess with in the settlement portion of it because he always gets the most, right? So why would you call anybody else? If you're hurt in a car, truck, motorcycle accident, a dog bite, whatever it might be, call Sweet James. 1-800-9-MILLION. You can go online as well, sweetjames.com, and make sure that you don't do it alone. The system is not set up for you. It's set up for them. So make sure that you have somebody that knows that and has your back, and that's the accident attorneys at Sweet James. 1-800-9-MILLION. 1-800-900-0000 and sweetjames.com.
Hey, it's Corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday for Raiders and versus the Packers. And I don't really know what to do, Ireland.
Raiders!
What should I do, Ireland? Should I root for the Raiders to win?
What is the Raiders' record right
They
now?
are 1-3.
All right, they're going to finish 14-3. So whether you root for them or not, they're going to win. So if you're going to have fun, buy a beer, root for the Raiders. You'll be at Hollywood Park Casino.
Yeah.
Is this when you might give away $1 million?
Yeah, I'm giving away $1 million, 4 chances at $1 million on Monday. So, yes, always root for the Raiders to win. All right, so come hang out with me at Hollywood Park Casino and root for the Raiders to
Who
win.
are they playing?
The Packers.
Ugliest uniforms in the league.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Love. Come on now.
Please. Love this, Jordan.
All right, I just got a text from Sedano, and here's the deal. On Tuesday, October 10th, me, Sedano, the entire Sedano and Cap Circle, we're going to broadcast from a 7-Eleven. We're having Andrew Whitworth, the Super Bowl champion Ram, come to a 7-Eleven. We're going to be eating hot dogs. We're going to be eating pizza. We're going to try the Slurpees. I haven't had a Slurpee in ages. Do they still have the straw with the little spoon at the end of the straw? So here's the details. It's 1481 West Hollenbeck Avenue. This is Tuesday, October 10th from 4 to 7, presented by Bud Light and 710. You're not going to miss the 7-Eleven. It's this place that has the 7 and the 11 right there on Hollenbeck. You're going to know it. You're going to remember it.
Just said to me, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Chris Paul and Steph Curry in a backcourt together. So there's some video now in training. It just looks so weird.
I still don't understand.
It looks so weird.
The Warriors clearly know what they're doing. Like to call them into question for what the heck are they doing?
Yeah.
If it were the Clippers, you'd be like, yeah, okay. If it were the Houston Rockets or something, sure. The Warriors have earned the right to get the benefit of the doubt. I still don't get it. I don't get what Chris Paul brings to that team.
I can tell you what I think it is. And it's the only way that I can see it, but it's going to hurt them on the defensive side. They already don't have any size. Steph used to run point, right? So you got Steph basically, yes, he's running around. He's handing the ball off to Draymond Green. What they're going to do now, Chris Paul's going to bring the ball up. You got Clay on one side, You got Steph on the other side. And then you got all your screeners are going to do whatever you're going to do. The chances and the options to go to Wiggins, it just basically takes Steph off the ball to be just a threat everywhere he's going.
And Steph is terrific off the ball. I mean, it's become kind of a
he's
meme
also
of its
great
own.
on the ball.
Right, where he's running through the stands and underneath the bench and all that stuff. I get it, that he's terrific at it, but if Steph would prefer to have the ball in his hands, let's do that. If Steph feels like, because I don't think you can really play them together very often, because having Steph with the ball, he gets to the rim, he finishes at the rim, he gets to the foul line. Like, I don't know why we would want to take that away.
I think they decided, okay, if Jordan Poole was on the team last year and it was a guy that he wants to get his shots off, he's more of he's a youngster, all that stuff. This is more organized ball.
Dick Butkus passed away at the age of 80. Dick Butkus is before my time. He's before everyone else in this room's time as well. But I was aware of him because when you would watch football games, he was always the person that other announcers would invoke as the scariest guy in football. I didn't know, like, who. I never saw him, and you'd he hit him like Dick Butkus. I didn't know what that meant, and so you go like see in NFL films, and you see Dick Butkus hitting guys the way that he did. Like, oh, now I get it. That he was terrifying. Did you?
It's like going back and watching Lawrence Taylor. If you never watched
Yes.
Lawrence Taylor live,
Yes.
you're like, oh wow.
But
that's
at a time,
Well, he goes, and the reason why I was going to ask is because after your anniversary dinner, you went home with Susan. You guys watched highlights.
Yes,
I thought maybe some of the
he was in there.
Baddest hits.
He was in there for sure. Lawrence Taylor was definitely in there, but Lawrence Taylor was of the 80s, right? The NFL was very different in 1980 than it is in 2023. Far more violent, but it looks like touch football compared to what they were doing in the 50s and 60s. It is a totally different sport. And Butkus, 80 years old, died yesterday. The Broncos trading away outside linebacker Randy Gregory. Jorge, they're sending him to the 49ers for a 7th-round pick. 49ers 2024 6th-round pick per sources. Randy Gregory has had a very weird path in the NFL. You like it? You think that's a good move? Do you like Randy Gregory coming to your squad? You trust in Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah, sure.
I trust him. I was going to say that night. You just said something about the Warriors. If the Warriors do something, you're like, okay, there must be a reason.
Yeah.
Niners do something. Yeah, there's a reason.
It was basically for nothing.
Yeah.
Like it was for a little bit.
Moving piece.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something that could help your already great defense.
Any worry at all that
Purdy
because he's
is
a little
nothing?
let's talk about this. What's the word? Unpredictable. Bringing in somebody a wild card. Let's call that.
Yeah.
Bringing in somebody that's a wild card to a team that seems to function pretty smoothly. That would be my only hesitation, and maybe it's just one of those.
That's what we thought about OBJ because we thought he was a wild card until he got in the Rams and he fits in. I think sometimes culture
Big time.
overdoes an individual's personality.
And there's certain franchises that can bring in a player like that, and other franchises that will only screw it up even more.
You know what you can do too with it, like and OBJ at the time would have fallen into this. Probably not right now. Doesn't work. Get rid of him. Brought him in. It doesn't get him out of here. He's a problem. Get him out. Like if Randy Gregory comes in and is a problem, he's gone, right? That's why you bring in a guy like that especially when you're 40. If you bring him into the Cleveland Browns, probably not a great idea.
Yeah,
right. That's just not going to work out. But I don't hate it. And the Niners getting another player that's pretty dangerous,
and they'll make it work. That's what they do. They'll make it work.
Or bye-bye. Yeah. That's a nice place to be in.
And speaking of someone who went bye-bye from one team to another, Chase Claypool went to the Dolphins.
The Steelers got out of that business in a hurry, too.
And the Bears had him less than a year ago. They traded for him less than a year ago, and now they have him. And, Chase Claypool seems as if he likes to complain about his touches and then doesn't perform when he gets
Refresh my memory. Was he a first-round draft pick? I think he was.
I don't know if he was first. He might have been second.
Okay.
He was definitely pretty high from Notre Dame.
High round draft pick that's on his third team in a matter of minutes. That's never a good sign.
Yeah, second rounder.
Second round pick. Okay. Michael Jordan announced his retirement from the NBA at a news conference in Deerfield, Illinois. This is in 1993. His retirement came less than 4 months after he helped Bulls win their third consecutive NBA championship with a 6-game victory over the Phoenix Suns in the 93 finals. Then he left to play baseball during the 94 season with the White Sox before eventually coming back to the Bulls. The first Michael Jordan retirement.
I think, by the way, we were talking about the documentaries yesterday. Jordan Rides the Bus.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Jordan Rides the Bus. It was I don't know how other people thought about it. I thought it was unique. I thought it was really cool. I loved watching it, and that's right in this
What did you like about it?
I just thought it was so unique that Michael Jordan, the most well-known athlete in the world, is playing minor league baseball, and he is on a bus. And Terry Francona is the manager, I think, at the time.
He was.
That he just left on the absolute top and is playing minor league baseball. It's just so different.
Also, the
so
fact
unique.
that he tried playing,
was
interesting. Like, he didn't just do it for the cameras, for the tablet, for whatever headlines. He actually tried. Like, he really took on being a baseball player.
Would he have been great if he had committed to it?
No, he's got the wrong body for baseball.
Yeah.
He's an incredible athlete, but how many super tall and lanky baseball players? Not very many.
Not too many.
Not too many. Like, as a pitcher, maybe.
How tall is Outman?
Outman's probably 6'2".
Outman's only 6'2".
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's also a tank.
How tall is Freddie?
Freddie's 6'5".
And Jordan was, what, 6'6"?
6'6". Yeah. Yeah, but Freddie's wider.
Yeah,
than
their
Jordan.
bodies are still different. Their
It's
height
different.
is similar.
What's up, Momo?
Hey,
welcome.
what's going on?
Have a seat.
I didn't know Ramona was in the house today.
I didn't either. And not you're usually not the first one here, and here you are, first one in the house.
Doing the show today. I actually just took a little car nap before I came in here.
Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, you weren't doing
really
TV
early.
today.
Yeah, I wasn't doing TV today. So I got I got here early, like 12, and I was like, what am I going to do for 45 minutes?
Grab a bite?
Both.
Both?
Ordered
Okay.
a Starbucks on the app and lean the seat back in my car and take a 20-minute car nap.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's a good deal.
That's nice.
That's a good deal.
Right?
It's like you wake up and we're here. Great.
Did
I do set my alarm, though. I do, because I'm afraid.
Oh, I would do that, yeah.
Wait, they're going to drive? Just keep driving?
No, I'm
No,
in the
that
parking
she
lot. It's-
oversleeps.
Oh, you slept
oversleeps.
I thought you were in the back of an Uber and you fell
Oh,
asleep
no,
on
no,
your
no, I
way
drove.
here.
I
Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay. I
Traffic
misunderstood.
vision, you just laying down in the back of the
Back of an Uber.
I've fallen asleep in an Uber before.
In
I
what
have
They want to
condition were
carry you
in?
inside.
We don't
like
need to get
a
into
cake,
that.
Like a baby.
We don't need to get into that. It's happened.
Did you watch Jordan Rides the Bus back in the day? That's the 30 for 30.
Okay.
Of after he wins his third championship, retires,
Yeah.
and then goes to go play minor league baseball. Did you ever watch it?
I think I watched the one about him playing minor league baseball. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just keep coming back to the whole time I'm
Yes.
watching it. It was interesting.
Yeah.
What's he doing there? Why? There was
Yeah.
still
There's something else?
There was just still
He's just bored. I think once you've done everything, people sometimes struggle with what's next, especially people with that kind of competitive
But he was
fire.
in the middle of his prime. It was like if it were the second time through,
Mm-hmm.
it won 6 out of the last 8 or whatever it is. Sure, but it was he was still ascending.
Yeah, you've said that before, that there's a little...
Just doesn't make
Talk
a ton
to me
of
like
sense.
there's
I don't know what
something
it
else.
is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it's something. You know what we should do, Jorge? We should do a little super crosstalk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Mason and Ireland to join Travis and Slee?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
Hey, it's corporate Greg Bergman. I am going to be at Hollywood Park Casino on Monday
Dodgers
for
on
Raiders.
today.
You're going tomorrow?
Versus the
Going
Packers.
tomorrow?
And
Going
I don't.
Monday? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, both.
Yep.
I'm just going on Monday.
You're going on Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Momo's here for John, by the way. It's Momo's season.
We were talking with Momo. We were breaking down Jordan Rides the Bus. I'll be there on Monday or Saturday and Monday as well. Yesterday, I was incredibly anxious about going into tomorrow.
Yes.
I really
nervous.
was.
Yeah, very nervous.
I'm less so today.
I think you're...
I'm less so today.
Look, they got the best draw.
Perfect.
that
They're on the
could
right
get,
half. Yeah.
Right?
They're
But I
on the
think
right
that
half.
scares him even more.
Yeah, because that's how you felt last year, too.
That's I think
Although
scares
the
him even more.
Padres were the Padres last year. I didn't think that was an easy draw. This, I think...
But
But
keep
the
in mind,
Dodgers had owned the Padres last year.
14 out of 19.
Yeah, the setup is very similar. You're playing a division rival that you've owned.
here's the difference.
That, you should
That
beat.
just got in.
That just got in, doesn't really have any pressure on them. Although Arizona, I think, has even less pressure because the Padres were
They do have less
overpaid.
pressure.
Took out Milwaukee before before you even knew it.
Right. By the way, Arizona is at the beginning of something.
I agree.
They're at the beginning of something really
This
good.
is the first chapter of that book, what they're about to do. I couldn't agree more. But the Dodgers pound their two best pitchers.
Right. I saw this. Merrill Kelly, 0-11 lifetime with a 5.64
You know
ERA.
what Gallen's ERA was against the Dodgers this year? 9.9.
Nice.
9.9.
There's your game one. There's your game two.
With, I think, 5 home runs surrendered against the Dodgers
On
this
the
year.
other side, Christian Walker's got 5 home
against
runs
Kershaw.
versus Clayton Kershaw this year.
So that's why I think this is even a better draw, like you were saying, Momo, like the Padres last year.
Yeah.
With Darvish and Snell and Musgrove all kind of grooving the way that they were by the time they got to the end, that those guys could just show up and lock you up was I don't feel like Kelly and Gallen and whoever else they throw out there can do that.
I think there are going to be runs scored in this series. I think these are two really good hitting teams with questionable starting pitching. And I think that means we're going to see 7-5. We're going to see 8-6.
That's
we're going
fine.
to see runs
Probably
scored.
falls
That's
into the
fine.
Dodgers' favor there.
As long as we get more of them.
The Dodgers can win that way against this team.
Yes.
I don't know if they can win that way against whoever they play next.
The
if
other
they play somebody
series
else
is
next.
the one that is, I mean,
it's a monster.
Yikes!
But,
What a great-
the
but what a great
Atlanta-Philly
series.
series is just a
Great.
great
Yes.
baseball series.
I mean, Philadelphia is scary right now.
I was going to say you shouldn't be shocked if Philly won that series.
No,
you
not
really
at all.
shouldn't.
Although
It's a
I
good
think
series.
I love Atlanta in that spot. I know
we did that.
let's see,
We loved them last
Strider's
year.
hurt and
Freed.
Morton. Oh, Freed and Morton.
Freed and
are
Morton
both hurt.
are dinged.
So they're
Yes.
Are they
both
out hurt or are they just
out for this round?
Right, but they still have Strider
Wow.
and they still have Elder,
Right.
and those guys are really, really
Very
good.
good.
Those guys are as good as anybody else that you're going to. That look, I hope it goes 7 games. I hope every game
Yes.
is 17 innings.
We go 3, they go 5.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Just absolutely. Oh, 5. I keep forgetting it's the
yeah.
first round there. Are you feeling good?
I feel good about this one. Yeah, I couldn't have drawn up a better situation for the Dodgers, a better path. I mean, you knew they were going to have to beat somebody really good, whether it's Atlanta or Philly, but to get Arizona in the first round
instead of Milwaukee?
If I was to pick my opponents, Arizona would be my choice of opponents.
They're the weakest team that was in the field. Never mind the weakest team that's left.
Yeah.
I would have rather played them than played Miami.
My concern, another concern in this series, is that they are second in baseball in stolen bases. And Corbin Carroll they got guys who can run.
They do.
And they're going to put pressure.
Dodgers
on
don't defend the
pitchers.
run well. Nobody does
No.
with the new rules, but they in particularly do not.
Yeah, they've really struggled. So I think that they're going to put some stress on pitchers.
Have you guys thought about this? There's a scenario that exists where the very last time Clayton Kershaw pitches is on Saturday.
I know. My friends and I were talking about that.
Yeah.
Like, because it was just we picked Monday because of everybody else's schedules, you
Yeah.
know, like which game could more people go to. And I was like, you guys, what if this is Kershaw's last
could
game?
be.
What if
Like,
this
what
is
if it, you know, and it was sort of, it's still gnawing at me. Like, there's still a part of me that thinks I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and go. Like, I'm just going to.
Because of that.
Yeah, there's just like something about it. But I don't think it is. I just, deep down.
Because you think he'll come back next year, or you think they'll play more games? Or
I think they'll
both?
play more games.
Yeah, it has to
I
go
don't know
basically
if he's gonna come
4.
back
I don't
next
either,
year.
Mace.
I
don't
he's-
either.
I don't know if he wants to make that transition from who he is to just crafty guy with a low-end
Yeah.
fastball.
That's what I was saying to Slee earlier today. What you said, in addition to, I don't want to play half a season.
Right.
And for the last 3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
he's been shut down at least once and sometimes more than once.
yeah.
I mean, look, when he came up as a rookie, I was around the team a lot during those days, and Greg Maddux was on the team. That was one of his first mentors. And Greg Maddux Greg Maddux was kind of always that guy, crafty guy with
Sure.
a low average. But he's a Hall of Famer, and he pitched until, look it up, I think 40, 41, something. He was,
Location was perfect. Yep.
Everything was perfect, crafty, and like that was how Greg Maddux thrived. Like that was, you know, the Dodgers went and got him, I think, to mentor Kersh at the time. And so I think
Maddox pitched until he was 42 years
42,
old.
yeah.
Wow.
So there's a part of me that's like, you and I think this because we've seen Kershaw at his finest. But
Yep.
I don't
There's
know.
a little bit of LeBron, right? That I don't just want to be in the league. I need to be one of the guys of the league. And he's still, when he pitched this year up until the last few starts, he was an all-star.
First half
he
of the
was
season,
terrific.
He was great.
He was a Cy Young candidate.
IL, he was
and
absolutely
30 and
Cy Young
35
candidate.
compared to some of these other guys. Like you said, Maddox pitched till he's in
42.
his 40s.
Yeah.
Verlander and Scherzer doing what
Yeah.
they're doing. I wonder if he can still, I know injuries and everything else, but I wonder if, okay, maybe I can't be Clayton Kershaw, but, and we were talking about it, the Texas thing, how that's always been a conversation the last couple of
And
years.
now the Rangers are good.
Now the Rangers are good.
Yeah.
You know, that's
if that was
going
to happen, wouldn't it have happened by now?
I think so. I think that.
I think
would've
it's more
happened by
likely now.
I think
if
it
they're
comes back to this,
competitive.
though. Like, do you feel like in all the years that Kirsch has been here that people really know him and understand him?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
He's not like a guy that wants... I mean, I feel like people kind of know LeBron, even though he's only been here a few years. People definitely knew Kobe. They knew what he was like. Like, I don't feel like Kirsch is the kind of guy that I know, or maybe people who've covered him his whole career feel like they know him and know what he's going to do. But I don't really know what's inside.
Yeah.
I know that he's a incredible routine guy. He's an incredible structure guy. He's into, like, I do this for 8 minutes before I do that, and then I do this, and don't talk to me here, and I like my, he's
It's like when I'm doing Mason and Ireland.
Yep.
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
similar. Very similar.
Same approach.
Yeah.
I was just about to say
but
that.
I don't know how.
But also a declining fastball.
Were you ever a flamethrower? Or have you always mixed it up a little bit?
I never threw. I was Frank Tanana from the beginning.
Yeah, you were injured Frank Tanana.
Yeah, I started out
Are you
crafty.
thinking about any opportunities in Texas?
Yeah, no, I'm going to stick here. I'm going to stick. But maybe this year could be the last.
Maybe.
You never know.
LeBron would never do that, right? What's this? And maybe it'll never happen. But LeBron's never going to be I'm going to play 14 minutes a night.
No.
I think Kershaw's the same way. I think if
I think, but I don't know. Like, I really don't know, because Wright Thompson had a story on him a few years ago about how fatherhood changed him, and that was like the most personal I've seen from Kirsch. But for the most part, I mean, I was around him quite a bit in his early days. I know people who know him he keeps a lot inside. Mm-hmm. Keeps a lot in there.
He's not the guy you walk up to in the clubhouse and have a long He's always got people around him. So he talks on days where after he pitches,
right?
But he doesn't talk very much beyond that.
No,
I was telling Slee, it's one of my goals in life, and I'm pretty sure it's never going to happen. I want to get to a point where I can do only the things that I want to do.
That's cool.
That there is no, hey, you need to do this. No, I don't feel like it. Like
like, what are those things now?
I have to go to work every day.
Oh,
but I'm responsible to a lot of different people every single day. There are people in my world that have leverage. Now, less than maybe they did a while ago, but just to walk out and just say, no, I don't feel like doing that today. And there's nothing. I don't want to do this. I'm going to do it. I do want to do it. I'm going to do it. I really want to hit that point in my life.
Right. See, I'm afraid of nothing. I worry about nothing. Like I've joked lately that I'm not going to retire. You'll have to tear this microphone from my cold
You're coming out
hands.
horizontal?
I am. Look, I am. They will
you pretty much already only work when you want to work.
They will. Well, wait a minute. No, that's not true. I'm in the middle of a 33. I'm in the
but
middle
you
of a
wanna
38
work.
consecutive show streak.
But
Today's
you
33.
want to do it. That's what I'm saying. You want to do that.
It's fun. It's a fun gig.
You like your job.
No, that's my it's my next vacation days.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Like second week of November. I've got
so the
2
only
days.
thing that could foul it up is like an illness or something. Okay,
but I'm
58
doing it.
days in a row. That's the goal.
Consecutive shows. That's my record. 49 is the record.
Is that your Cal Ripken streak?
That is. That's AC Green. Yes. Without the virginity.
Hey, wouldn't you feel? You know, some people say when they stop working, they kind of
Oh yeah.
You said they kind. I'm like they die.
I'd like to find out.
Yeah. My dad just melted into an easy chair. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, the only work by hand he did was switching the channels.
How long did he live after he retired?
Let's see. He retired 12 years.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That's a good retirement.
But he was only 74.
Yeah,
that's
not
that's on the
too
young
early.
side.
That's too early.
That is too early.
Yeah.
That is. But
I
12 years retired is
I think
nice.
if he would have been doing. Remember sales guy Richard Walsh, who used to be
Yeah,
here?
sure.
Yeah. So Richard lives out in the desert now. He plays pickleball every day. He plays golf every day. It's like, you know what?
Lifts weights.
That's what my dad needed. My dad needed that sort of focus.
But this is what I'm talking about.
And he's in a community where there's other people.
Correct.
So there's all that.
I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
I want to do what I want to do. I want to go play a little golf. Great. I want to go for a walk. I want to take a cooking class. I'll go do that. I want for today. I want to do nothing. I'll do nothing.
Yeah,
that's what I want. You want to retire, Momo?
No, but I want to. I want to work less, but
pick your spots.
Pick my spots.
Yeah,
what would you do?
Good.
What's the dream gig?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Producing more Sterling Affairs shows?
Yeah. That would
be
the
next one of whatever those
the next
is?
one of whatever those is, and then maybe have like a development deal with one of the studios.
There you
that
go.
I can
There you
make,
go.
You know, constantly with 10 things in the hopper.
Do you have ideas? Do you have a lot of things percolating?
I do.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
I got my own production.
Are they
company
fleshed
now,
out or
but-
just
Do you have your own
I do.
production company?
Yeah.
What is it, like Momo Productions?
It's literally remote and shelter production.
There you go. That's all right.
You went
That's
so
good.
literal.
So literal. I totally should have gone different. I was like, as soon as I did it, I was like, I should have rethought. I should have made something cooler. Maybe I'll have to rename it one
So
day.
I've got a production company too.
I bet you do.
No, I seriously do.
I know.
Steve Mason
Productions? It's MEG Productions, Mason Entertainment Group.
There you go.
Okay.
Now, in this
The
group,
Meg.
In this
Meg.
group, the Meg. In this group is me with an advisor, Juan, and that's really it
That's
for
the
the
group.
It's a super small group.
So mine is
And the dogs
me,
have a share.
You.
and I'm and me.
Yeah, that's just you.
Makes sense.
Have you fleshed out any ideas, or are they just little nuggets in your brain?
Yeah, been working.
Okay.
Been doing things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you taking on partners for these projects?
No, but I do pay people to help me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yesterday we came up with a good limited
Yeah.
series. It's called High on Life, the Steve Mason Story. What do you think?
Do you go to various places and experience them in an altered state
Yes.
I
of
don't
mind?
think that's a limited series.
You
That's
don't
a-
think that's a limited series?
No, I think that's a show.
Oh, that's a show?
It's a sitcom. That's like Curbed.
Yeah, but I want it to be like me. I don't want somebody playing me.
Yeah.
I want to be. Yeah, I want to be.
So
like
what
the
would you
Larry
do?
David
What's
guy.
the pilot? What's the pilot? Where do you go? How altered
I mean, that's
are you?
what those cameras are outside.
Right.
Yeah,
We're filming it
How
right now.
altered
Right.
and-
Yeah.
You know what I think it is? I think it is me sitting down with people in an altered state and them being in an altered state.
Okay. So
and having a conversation back and forth. To me, that's really interesting.
Well, there's a podcast like that where you have to drink the hot peppers or how many peppers.
The wings,
Chris,
the hot ones challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris
Yeah.
Evans, not Chris Evans.
D'Amelio?
Chris,
I don't know.
who's the hot ones guy? Chris.
Very,
So,
very,
anyways,
very
do you
popular.
get more and more potent strains as you go
more
deep?
potent strains. the
Okay.
deeper you
Sean
go.
Evans.
Momo-
Evans.
There
Sean
you go,
Evans.
Sean Evans. Will you be my first guest, Momo?
Yeah, okay. I'll do it. Yeah.
There you go.
That's something.
But you can't get me. You can't get me because that'd be like the easiest strain.
Oh, light.
Yeah.
Well,
Mace.
we'll work up to it.
Indica light.
Yeah. There you
Mace,
go.
you guys can be on one.
Yeah.
And the full conversation could be in your bed.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
There's
You
the
know, the
hook,
podcast
by the way.
could be eaten in
Podcast
bed.
right there.
Yeah.
Podcast could be eaten in bed. That's good right
That's
there.
a good
Eating in
title.
bed is actually a really good podcast.
It is a
name.
good podcast
and you
name.
are in bed interviewing somebody.
I think that's great.
And they are
That's
now,
kinda good.
now here's okay. Do we have two beds for you, one for the guest? Do you get in the bed together? Like what is
I
it?
think we get in a.
I think it's straight up
California-
Charlie
I
and
think
the
it's
Chocolate
I think
Factory.
it's California King.
Yeah, do California because then
King.
you got enough space, and then
Or is it two double beds?
Well, it's either an I Love Lucy situation or a
Right.
Brady Bunch
Dick Van Dyke
situation.
show.
Right.
Everybody has a different
Yeah.
bed. Isn't that so ridiculous now when you go back and look at the
Man,
Dick Van
well,
Dyke?
it's the
What
50s.
separate beds.
What if it's a bunk bed and they never make eye contact?
Oh!
beds?
They
It's
never
like
make
Step
eye
Brothers.
contact.
That's perfect.
So many activities.
You're sitting back like this having the conversation.
Oh,
So
God.
many activities.
So many.
Sliwa and I get associate producer credits on this for contributing to the
See,
idea.
that's the
Yeah.
problem when you let other people in on your IP.
I know.
Then they want a piece. They
Yeah,
want a
of course.
cut. Everybody wants a cut. And you're like, I can do it myself.
So
no cut?
you guys are running the gambit this weekend, right? Slee, you're doing Lakers
Yeah.
tomorrow and
Preseason
Monday.
tomorrow.
Trav, you're doing
Dodgers tomorrow, Rams Sunday, Dodgers Monday.
I'm running that same
Yep.
trick.
Yep.
Momo, what are you doing? Are you going anywhere this weekend? Any games? No, not till
Oh,
Monday.
I left something
That's
out.
on
I got
Monday.
Dana Hill's football
Dana
tonight
Hills.
too.
He's got.
Oh,
the
really?
PA.
Yeah, I'm the voice of Dana Hill's football, Mace.
Are you
Get the
really?
hell out.
I am.
Get the hell out
Yeah.
of here. Are you really?
I am. I love it.
That's awesome.
It's
Friday
incredible.
night?
Yeah, tonight.
Do they ever need a national anthem singer?
Oh, God.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to somebody today.
Yeah, talk to somebody.
Okay, done.
I've been angling to try to get. I've been talking to Downey Unified and Kevin Demoff about trying to sing the national anthem next Friday.
I will ask tonight.
At the first ever high school football game played at SoFi, which is Downey versus Warren. I figure that's my only chance ever to sing the national anthem at SoFi.
Well, that SoFi's got some important stuff.
Yes.
Right? So they got to, there's a
So
threshold.
what's your goal, Mace? Is it Olympics?
Olympics.
Sing the World Cup.
Sing at the World
Cup.
So
if I get a yes, you're in. I can speak on your behalf as an in.
100% in. I want to say, what school is it?
Dana Hills.
Dana Hills.
Far.
I've got
it
a
is
long
far.
allegiance to Dana Hills.
Dolphins.
Yep. The Dolphins.
Yes.
I love them. You have a sound effect, right? You have a Dolphins.
I'm more of a peacock guy.
You are a peacock. Yeah, peacock.
I'm more of a peacock expert.
Scare the hell out of you.
Slee loves my. See, he's done.
We
he
got
heard the peacock, and that's
we got peacocks up where I live.
Yeah, I grew up in Arcadia, where the Arboretum is, so we'd have peacocks in our trees in the backyard.
They just run wild out in Chatsworth,
and they're noisy.
Yeah, they're very noisy.
By the way, did you reach a conclusion on Fu Manchu?
I think I'm going to do it.
You should.
I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I like it.
This is where I say, Susan, I'm putting my foot down.
That would not.
I know you said no with many exclamation points, but
multiple times,
but
the
Dodgers are more important than my facial hair right now.
There's another variable that we can talk about some other time.
Okay.
Super Crosstalks brought to you by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out.